Wild Magic West is a show intended for mature audiences. Today's episode contains mind control, manipulation, body horror, cannibalism, and references to drug and alcohol abuse. Viewer discretion is advised.
Where we left off, our compatriots, our party, if you will, had reconvened in the tunnels and moved into a crystalline cavern where, after some discussions, some visceral memories, and some conversations, they were able to interact for the first time properly with Experiment Romeo. On the edge of being able to establish almost contact and calm the person down, they were interrupted by the Black Vein cartel. A fight ensued over this creature, Afyra jumping in and pretending to be the project itself, and everyone else defending it. When at the last possible moment, Romeo lost control, hidden up in her little cavern in the top of the ceiling, and let out a psychic blast of energy, shaking the crystals in the ceiling and knocking most of the combatants, with the exception of Iron Tooth Vala, down, and also knocking one of our party members down. And that is where we pick back up. This blast of psychic energy hits all of you, and those of you still standing watch Afyra drop down to the ground. And the second she hits, it almost happens simultaneously. That blast reverberates around the cavern, and you hear cracking as the crystals on the ceiling start to fall. I need everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw. Afyra, you're going to take one death save automatically.
The sick 9?
The DC is 15.
Well, yeah, I don't think I made it.
18.
That's a success for you.
4.
That's fail. Christ, guys. 6 and Delilah, you're both going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Clay, you're going to take 3.
Oh, joy.
As the crystals fall and sort of impact around all of you. You watch as that last man who was standing drops to the ground and is taken out by the last little bit of damage that hits him. Vala takes a little bit of damage as well, but she's still standing.
And she's visible now, right?
She's visible now. She's about 45 feet away from where Afyra's body is laying on the ground. And I want to take a minute to pull in as you watch those crystals impact Afyra's unconscious body. Afyra, where we left off, you had just been thrown back in your memories to a time a very long time ago. In a white dress, standing beneath a tree, looking across at the familiar face of your beloved. Sneed, would you like to describe what the audience would see?
You see one Mr. Sneed Barclay. He's standing there in a wedding tuxedo. He's got a bow tie on, and he's got suspenders and a set of dress pants and some fine leather shoes. He's sitting on a fancier hat than usual, but he is not without those signature circular shades that he always keeps on himself. His mustache waxed to perfection. He looks about as put together as he ever is.
Sneed, the words of your boss echo in the back of your head. as you look across at the woman that you love. I give the scene to the two of you.
Well, darling, I suppose today's the day, isn't it?
Why, yes, it is, Mr. Barclay. And I thought I told you no husband of mine would have me out here looking like some laced up flower for nothing. So,
Well, I guess I must be something special then, ain't I? I appreciate you coming out here all dressed up. It's something to see. I got something for you.
Sneed, you didn't have to get me anything.
I know. But
All right, hand it over.
Yeah, it felt right. Hold on. Sneed pulls out a locket case. It's a little black velvet snap open case, and he with a crisp click opens up, and inside you see essentially a gold chain, and then a little locket with some sort of memento that would be inside of it, something that would open.
Why, Mr. Barclay, has no one ever told you at a wedding it's usually rings we exchange, darling?
I understand, but I got a plan for this one.
Ah, the man with the plan. You've always got one. Far be it from me to stand in the way of your terrible ambition, my beloved. All right, put it on me.
My beautiful bride to be, yes, I will. Let me just get on around behind you.
Yeah, and she'll lift her hair and kind of like tilt her head down. She is not used to being decked in all these frills and like flowers. Even her best friend, Delilah, gave her these like fake jewels from the jewel box. It's like her something borrowed because she knew she wasn't going to cry on this day. She's not your typical bride, but she still wanted to look as nice as possible for it. And if this is one more thing to add to it, far be it from her to stand in the way.
Sneed takes a couple of steps in behind his beloved, and what Afyra would not see is his face immediately change upon getting out of her eyesight. It's a very sincere mix between dread and despair as he reaches around with this locket and he brings it up, he locks it in behind her, and then he just reaches over her shoulder and holds on to the locket piece, and with a little flick of his thumb he opens it up. You see a roserite backed picture of the two of them, but it is made of roserite. And as Sneed runs his thumb across it, crushing it down, he whispers into Afyra's ear, "My darling, I am so sorry for this. And this is going to be raw, and I hope you live, but Then he points to behind the tree under which they were to be wed. He says, "There is a shovel behind that tree, and I'm going to need you to dig this grave for yourself." And I cast Dominate Person.
Afyra, make a
While
wisdom
I empower
saving
it.
throw at disadvantage.
Okay. What's the DC?
DC is 16.
Okay, I didn't pass. TM,
Yes.
Can I speak?
How long did you empower the spell for?
For as long as it takes to get in that grave, lay in it,
We
and
talking.
then I shovel everything on top. We're
we
talking
talking
about
in-
an hour.
About an hour. Cool. You can talk, but you have to abide by the command that you were given.
I think she turns around expecting to laugh, but when she faces you, you don't look like her Sneed. And she goes to like raise a hand to like reach out to you, and instead it reaches past you to the shovel, and you can see pure fear and confusion on her face as she realizes she's not in control of her hands. And she looks back at you even as she grabs the shovel and says, "You son of a bitch. Sneed, do not do this to me. You know better than this. Sneed, please don't do this to me." And she'll slam it into the ground.
I know, baby. I know. I'm sorry. You know the life that we live in. You know what it's like. You don't know what they were going to do
You
if
promised
we didn't do
Sneed.
this. You're strong. You can make it. This is the best I got. Listen. Shh, 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 shh. If you crawl your way out of this grave, I need you to run the other fucking direction. Or if you come looking for me, don't make me do this twice.
She feels as if she is, with each stroke of this push of this shovel into the ground, as if she is like taking it to slam it against maybe your head, maybe just this barrier of like magic, but instead it just keeps going into the ground. And she, as she shoves it in and like sticks her heeled shoe onto the end of that shovel to push it in deeper, she looks at you and says, "Sneed Barclay, if you do this, you are killing the last good thing I have in me. Sneed, if this dies, I can't save you."
Oh, darling, I have been past saving for a long time. It's already done.
"I'll see you when them bells toll, darling. You sleep with one eye fucking opened." And she'll slam it into the ground again.
It takes the better part of 45 minutes until the hole's deep enough. And then, without being prompted, you feel your body climb into this hole and lay down, looking up at the sky for what might be the last time. As the dirt starts to come down on top of you, what are the last words the two of you say to each other?
Sneed looks down. I wish I didn't love you.
And I think Afyra in this moment looks back up at you, Sneed, and changes shape into you. Count your fucking days.
The sky above you, Afyra, starts to go dark as the compression of the earth on top of you feels heavy and weighted on your chest, until the last little bits of sunlight are gone and you're just in the cold, dark earth, feeling the racing of your own heart. What is she thinking as the oxygen is starting to leave you?
I think she thinks of her crew. They were all supposed to be here today, a little later on. maybe officiating, maybe just maid of honor, maybe just ring bearer, but they were all supposed to be there in some capacity. She thinks of the promises Sneed made to her. She thinks of the lies. She remembers washing blood off of his hands so they'd be clean, like he likes. And then she starts planning. She won't die. She can't die. There was a time where she would have gone to hell and back for Sneed fucking Barclay. But she's decided he's gonna scout ahead. Even if she died, she'd come back and haunt him. It's the last thing she thinks before she realizes it's too hard to breathe.
Afyra, the current version of yourself overlooks this scene. Like you've been watching it play out in front of you like a movie. You see Sneed walk away and then is stopped by a familiar figure. Give me a perception check.
Bet. Oh, hell yeah. Now we're cooking. That's a plus 11. That's a 27.
Even in this unconscious stupor that you're in, sort of watching these moments flicker in front of you, that's the same woman in the cavern that you're currently in right now. Iron Tooth Vala. And then we are... Yes.
I see this bitch. I'm not dying. I feel my capsule, my dream lily capsule that I always keep with me, pop and squirt this floral milk-like juice in the back of my mouth. It's in my equipment. When I am knocked to 0 hit points, I actually go to 1, except for the fact that kind of fucks me over, but that's okay. I'm up, and that's all that matters. I feel like my eyes flood open, and I just immediately like zombie sit up and start looking for that woman.
That gives us the perfect chance to segue back to the present moment. Your eyes sort of flutter open, just having been thrown into this vision, and 45 feet in front of you, you see that same woman. Your eyes, you can feel how bloodshot they are in this moment, and you sort of cough up a little bit of blood. It almost feels like the dirt in the back of your throat again. And that will bring us to Delilah's turn in initiative.
Okay. I think that in that case, having seen in the moment where the blast hits, she's rattled, and the psychic blast from our new friend had her rattled, and she looks around after a bit, and all she saw in that moment was Afyra dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And even with that, even getting waylaid with that, she is going into cleric mode. And as her action, is there a way, can you hold bonus actions? Is that I just need to hold my whole turn?
I think you can just hold an action. Yeah, and then you have to use your reaction to basically like trigger that action that you held.
Perfect. Okay, so then she's gonna do as her bonus action Steps of Night. So around her the dust starts to swirl, little bits of sparkles of like the roserite there, like the dust is kind of gleaming around off, and her feet lift from the ground because we are in dim and darkness. And so you can see that she lifts up off the ground over top of where these guys have fallen and is beeline flying towards the Afyra. Even
How
having seen
far-
her just pop up.
How far can you get?
30 feet. So I can go as far as I can walk.
Yeah, so you can get to between 6 and Clay.
Cool. And then, so she will look, and holding the action, she will look to 6, just like, I gotta get closer to her. I
got you.
All right.
Fantastic. And at the end of the round, I need a Constitution saving throw from everybody. Because as you described, a bunch of roserite crystal just fell from the ceiling, hit the ground, and the dust is starting to rise up towards your nostrils.
Okay.
About
20...
17.
23.
Mm-hmm.
9.
13.
Meadow,
Can
what
I
you
flash
got?
of genius the 13? I don't have a reaction anymore.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah, I got a 17.
So everyone who was under an 18, I'm so sorry, is going to take 1 point of roserite corruption. And if you were above that,
Oh, I don't.
you don't because you were above. So if you were under 18, you take 1 point of roserite corruption.
If
As
you're
you-
under 18.
If you're under 18, as you breathe in the dust, you can sort of feel it hit your nose, like you're, for lack of a better word, snorting a line. It burns a little bit around the nostrils, especially if you're not one who regularly partakes. And then that will bring us conveniently to the top of the round and Afyra's turn.
Yep.
With Vala on deck.
Cool. And how far away am I from
From Vala?
Uberbeach?
About
Yes, Vala.
about 45 feet.
Bet. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and... Is anyone else near her? Or is it just her kind of like off and away?
It's just her near, it's just her by herself. Although you do remember that above her head is roughly where Romeo is, hidden in the ceiling.
Okay, thank you for telling me. Changing my plan. Somebody gets shot in the ceiling. Okay, I'm
Also,
going to...
I have a question, Afyra. When you knocked out, were you able to maintain the facade of looking like Romeo?
Not at all. Not at all.
Perfect.
As
Cool.
soon as I came back to, I showed up changeling, like unconscious, and as soon as my eyes opened, like my Afyra kind of came back over me, like shuddered over, and then I sat up. So I look purely like Afyra right now.
Fantastic.
I think what I'm gonna do. How's she looking?
She looks bloodied.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is try my best. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try and hit her with a good old-fashioned chromatic orb with my extended and spelled lasso whip, and see if I can hit her with that.
Fantastic. Give me an attack roll.
No way.
I kid you not.
Let's go.
I critted on her. That's so. I
Whoop that ass.
That's
Whoop that ass.
insane.
So she's gonna use a legendary action
Okay.
to make you re-roll it.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Do it again. Do it again. You did it.
Just do it again.
I'm putting down my camera. Can you see the 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the 20.
That's
God
funny.
damn.
Y'all.
The story has decided.
Story has decided.
The dice have said, no, GM. It is a 20. Stop your
No,
little
no.
mechanics.
My own
It's a
death.
20.
Take that, legendary action.
Yeah.
Max damage, roll on top.
Let's get it.
I've
Get
never
her.
been happier. I'm so scared that something really bad is gonna happen because I'm having such a good time.
You have 1 hit point and she's next in initiative. Something bad is going to happen.
She goes before.
That's fair.
Yes, she does.
No.
She is bloody, which is good for me.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so that. Okay. And then I roll all these bad boys. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Did you roll the same number on both of them?
On both of what?
The D8s.
No, I got a 3 and a 4, and then I also got a 5 and a 3. So that's that. I also got
I do need to know what type of damage it is.
yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and do the old-fashioned lightning.
Okay.
It's what Afyra is most contacted with. So that's gonna be 58 plus another 33.
Okay.
How is she
Fif-
looking now?
Hold on. I need to do some math. 58 plus 33.
I'm begging you, let me have this.
I'm so sorry. It's not enough. It's not enough.
But she looks pretty bad.
She looks significantly more fucked up than she was a second ago.
Okay, for my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead. 1 second.
Just crit again.
Yeah, that'll
here's the thing
probably
that-
never happen for me.
She's gonna use a reaction.
Uh-huh.
To no.
Okay.
She's gonna use a reaction to fire a mindbreaker round at you.
Okay.
So you see her take that shot from the chromatic orb, and she
Yeah.
finally settles her eyes on you, seeing where she once saw a creature, and they go wide in recognition.
Yeah.
And you know in that moment, she immediately knows who you are, and then audibly just goes, "That fucking bastard," and then pulls up one of her pistols to fire at you. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna do it. Does a 22 hit you?
No, because silvery barbs. I give the advantage to myself,
that.
just in case I go down 2 death saves.
So question.
Yeah.
With silvery barbs, I re-roll the dice and I have to take the new dice, right?
No, you have to
Take the
use the
lower roll.
lower roll.
Cool, then it's still a 22 because I rolled a
Okay,
natural
good
20.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I could roll the damage. I don't think her pistol's enough to take you out, but it is enough to knock you right back out again.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
you fire off that chromatic orb, and as a reflex, she just immediately pivots, sees you, clocks that it's you, and fires off a round.
Heard.
And your eyes go gray again as you fall back against that rock. Which will bring us to her turn on initiative. She's not looking fucking good. God damn. Yeah, that was nasty, and you fucked up my bean, and I don't like it. Oh god, what do I want to do? It's the what would she do versus what? Oh fuck, I don't.
What does the story require?
What does the story require? She then looks up. I think I can hit any of. Yeah, I can. She sees Delilah moved. She sees Six and she sees Clay. Yeah, she's gonna take a shot. She gets 3 shots with her multi-attack with Hell and Hollow. So she's gonna fire 1 at each of you. Since I can't decide. So she's just gonna fire 1 at each.
Okay, las dos.
I mean, I could fire all 3 at one of you if that's what you want me to do, but I figured spread the damage out. Okay, that's 2 16s and a 9. So, 27 to hit 6.
Yep.
27 to hit Clay.
That just hits.
And do you have is the just hitting because of a magical shield or something?
Yeah, if I were to cast shield, that still would have gone past it.
It's okay, because her attacks ignore magical AC bonuses from spells like Mage Armor, Shield, or Blur.
Should we have known that prior?
No, it's a thing that she activated.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're in last stand mode. I need some damage dice. 6d6. That's gonna be 6 plus 11 points of damage to 6.
Okay.
Fuck, that was nasty. 7 points of damage to Delilah. And 9 points of damage to Clay. And she is gonna shift. Does she get back her thing? She does not. Cool. So she's still visible. Can't go anywhere. And that'll bring us to Clay in initiative.
Okay, over the course of 16 seconds, Clay has went from full health to almost dead. Within a flash of 16 seconds. And in that moment, there's a massive shriek of pain within his mind. He starts bleeding out of his eyes and his mouth and his nose. And then a piece of roserite falls down from the ceiling and just kind of slashes his face open. And I think he just has a moment where he just, from all the shock to his body, just kind of blacks out for a second. And the thing he sees in his mind is him holding Delilah, and she's in her gown in the future, the possible future. And then his vision blurs and snaps back, and he has his revolver in his hand, and it has 2 triggers. It's a dual action. He pulls the second trigger twice, and the barrel rotates twice. And he slowly just begins to stumble forward, and he's just going to cast Scorching Ray at 4th level and starts fanning the flame, firing out of the other barrel.
Ooh, give me an attack roll.
All right, let's see here. We get at 4th level 5, count them, 5 rays. It's going to be 27 to hit,
That one hits.
17 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
It's another 17 to hit,
Doesn't hit.
15 to hit,
Doesn't hit.
27 to hit.
That one hits.
And I think you get one more.
You get one
I
more.
think that was it.
7. Well, yeah, the last one was
I think it was
17.
27 and then 17, 17, 15.
Yeah,
so-
I keep rolling the same numbers.
Yeah, so
only hit twice.
two hits out of the 5.
Getcha. It's going to be 15 points of fire damage.
Fantastic. And then, do you have anything you want to do with your bonus action?
Nope,
Fantastic.
that's all I got.
That'll bring us to 6.
Amazing. All right, so immediately after getting hit by all of this, psychic damage is something that he's still a little foreign to, but he falls to the ground, and then similar to how Clay was, just trying to get over this disorientation, and he shakes it off and then sees Afyra go back down, and then he looks back and sees Delilah and go get her, and then is going to cast Vortex Warp so that you can be right next to Afyra. And then I'm going to run over as close as I can to Afyra because I'm trying to get as close as I can
What's your movement?
Movement is 30, so I
Oh.
know I won't be able to get there.
You're
but-
you're like within 10 feet of her.
Okay. So then I think that is all I have.
As you're
I have
running,
a bonus action, I have a bonus action, and I have my turret out. So I'm gonna take a force ballista shot, and we're gonna see if this does it. Oh, dice be nice. That is a natural fucking 20.
roll,
With
My dude!
with my smoking glue guns dice for my good old
Oh,
Xander
then
character.
I'm gonna take such pleasure in telling you to roll it again, because she's gonna burn a legendary reaction or legendary action to make you roll it again.
Okay.
She just had her turn, so she burned it, and then it got to her turn, so she got them back.
That is then a
I don't want the crit. The crits are nasty.
measly little 22. There's a 22 hit.
Just barely hits.
Yeah!
Cool.
But it's not
All right.
But it's not a crit.
believe in 6. I'm
let's
gifting
see.
crits, actually. I've just from beyond the grave. I'm just
Beyond the
gifting
grave,
them
you're
out.
like,
Please, I need one.
That was
Please,
great,
please.
This is not a pay-to-win game, okay? Chat cannot help you.
All
You
right,
It
cannot.
is now.
You can make your donations
Whitney,
right
how does
now.
$200 sound?
Oh.
That is 20 force damage.
Yes!
And she gets pushed 5 feet back.
Okay, so she moves back 5 feet. She's still up.
Someone
Damn, I
wake
rolled
me up. I'll
7,
eat
a
her.
7, and a 6. So yeah, I shoot out a force ballista towards her, and then I am running towards Afyra after shooting Delilah right next to Afyra as well.
How far's Clay from that? In that?
Clay
He's still pretty
is.
close.
He's still pretty close. You guys are all within like a little 20-foot sphere, effectively.
Cool.
As you fire that at her, and she sees you running towards Afyra, you just see this sinister smile on her face, and she, just to be a dick, is going to use her last legendary action of the round to fire a shot at Afyra's corpse, or at her unconscious body.
Can I use my
Okay.
held action?
Yes,
I
if
would
you
love
want
use my
to,
held action.
or do you want me to shoot her first? Because effectively you're going to whack-a-mole her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Sorry, Afyra.
Let it
She's,
Let it
would
ride,
that
baby.
Would that
Let's
be a
go.
save on her then?
I like
If I hit, she would lose a death save.
Okay.
If I hit. Or you could proc it before, and then if I hit, she'll go back under. That's why I'm like asking above
So,
table.
'cause what
Do
I
you
wanna
wanna?
do instead, because
Okay.
instead of doing probably what you think I'm gonna do, sorry Afyra, trust me, is I'm gonna cast, now that I've got everyone within a 30-foot radius, Beacon of Hope.
Ooh, nice.
Mm.
This spell bestows hope and vitality. Choose any number of creatures within range, the cadre, and for the duration, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
That's and the timing of that's perfect because you are almost up in initiative. So just before that shot fires off, there's this blast of. What color does your Beacon of Hope look like?
I think that normally it would have a kind of like dusky purpley twilight, but with this extra point of corruption that she's just received, as she's already camped out at a level of corruption. It is more of a pinkish kind of twilight, like more close to the sunset of it. And it kind of moves around in like that galaxy sort of look with it. Like the particles kind of go then and seem to freeze in place around them for a moment. In the
That like pinkish purplish burst of energy comes up from Delilah. The exact moment Six sort of comes skittering to a stop, And 6, you clock Vala look at you, have that sinister grin, and then she's gonna fire off a shot at Afyra. Does a 19 hit you?
My dead body? Sure does.
Yeah.
Question.
I can't
Yes.
move it out the way.
Was that at disadvantage because she?
It was a disadvantage.
Okay.
Yes.
Then can I use some roserite to cast shield on Afyra's body?
You can. It's not gonna help.
It goes
Okay.
Because
the
Ignores
scope
those,
for now.
yeah.
She
Right.
on her last turn she activated her thing to avoid it. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
So
Take it.
Afyra, go ahead and take that death save loss for me.
So it is just a straight up loss. There's no roll on that one for her.
Not on that one.
Not on that one.
All right. Well, you got advantage on the other. Sorry, I got you.
No, you're good.
Uh,
I think that was the right choice.
Yeah. No, that was a solid choice.
Because that's everyone with wisdom saves.
yeah.
Because Romeo's still squirrely.
You watch, speaking of Romeo, as we get to Romeo's turn in initiative. And looking up, anyone who'd like to, except for Afyra, because you are knocked out cold, and you want to make a perception check for me, you can.
Oh, of course, now I get a nat 20. Yeah. Wow.
I told you I was gifted
Great.
him out from
Silver
beyond the
barbs.
grave.
Shut yourself.
I'll
know,
give you,
that's
what? No, silvery barbs on this. I'll give you advantage for the next thing that you do.
You know,
I'm just
legit,
kidding.
that has been my last 2 games I've played. You credit, psych. Psych.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Stop rolling dice.
Anyone who got above a 15 can see this. You see Romeo almost expertly sort of climb out of that little hole and sort of cling to the ceiling. And she like looks down at Vala from above. And she gonna force Vala to make a wisdom saving throw. It's not gonna do it.
She revealed her position. Why?
She did. Yep. Nothing happens. So she like looks down like over her head, so the hair's sort of like dangling down from the ceiling in a very unsettling way, and just sort of stares very hard at Vala. And there's a little bit of a light pulse that comes out from her body, and then you see Vala sort of shrug it off, and that will bring us to Delilah's turn in initiative,
Oh boy. Okay.
with Afyra on deck.
I believe that we're all looking pretty rough here, right? Over
Yeah.
Our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Our neck of the woods.
Clay-
Okay.
Clay, in order to just even hold his body up, is leaning up against a stalagmite, and it's just holding his guts that are slowly spilling out from a bullet hole.
Yeah.
Your guts.
I mean, okay. So what we're gonna do is, as using her bonus action, and question, DM, because we just got that point of corruption.
Yes.
Could she use that to enhance, like, no, without taking another point by using it, like being familiar with the feel of this corruption, being able to use it? Because normally I get to use my corruption points when I have them, and I have a few.
This one was unavoidable because of the failed save.
And some of us know how to use it.
I applaud the. What are you trying to do?
I
Give me
want
the pitch of what you want to do.
I'm wanting to use my bonus action, and I'm wanting to boost up my mass healing word for our folks without, like, kind of essentially getting it at the level of a 5th level spell, or sorry, at the level of a 5th level spell while using a 4th level spell slot.
Okay. So, And
That's what I did last time.
normally,
I would say,
Norm-
you know,
hold on.
it's not-
So wait. Trying to process what you're
What
saying.
you meant to say.
You want to upcast it. You want to upcast it as a 5th, but only burn a 4th.
Correct.
That's what you're trying to do.
Because you said
Okay.
That's one
Yeah.
spell,
Yeah.
one spell
Yeah.
slot for what that 1 point of corruption from having huffed it.
Yeah. So I would say, because normally the way that I've played this out in the other sessions that I've had, is that to amplify a spell, you've got to take the number of corruption points equal to the spell's level. So if you were to, it's nasty. It's nasty stuff.
That doesn't sound right.
But
Yeah, I think you should change the rules.
I think
so I would say that I could let you take half of the corruption since you already took a little bit. Does that seem
Write
like
it
a
down though, right?
rounded down?
Okay, well, so just
So rather than taking 5 to do it, I'll let you take 2 to amplify it to cast it as
in
a 4th.
addition to the one that I already
Uh-huh. So you got to take 2 more,
Okay,
and then you
that's
can
fine, but
amplify.
then that would-
Yeah,
Okay, so just for science, that's saying I can use it at a 5th level without.
you can use it as a 5th level without using a 5th level slot.
Perfectly fine. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that because I need that 5th level spell slot for something else. So I'm going to bonus action mass healing word the Kadra, so myself included within that.
Mm-hmm.
At the 5th level. So that's gonna be in this thing.
That means it's max because of Beacon of Hope.
Oh yeah, it is maxed out. So that is gonna be the equivalent. Oh god, I can't do math. 3d4 plus 4. So
That's 14.
12.
No,
16.
16.
16.
Everyone gets 16 HP.
everybody.
Can I
Yeah.
wake out now? Can I wake up now? Can I
You
come
wake-
play?
You wake up.
And I can play.
All right. So that's that. That gets us the 16.
Just
The Undertaker. like,
It looks like it literally does look like revenge is like not yet my child. Like
Just up, down,
and
up,
then-
down.
I kind of. How bad is she looking now? Is she looking like real bad, or is she still just looking like?
Give me a perception check.
I'd love to.
I'm also going to say at disadvantage because you're focusing on doing 17 other things in this 6-second span. So you're only
No, like
you're only doing a quick glance over at this woman to see if she's fucked up.
These 6
Okay.
seconds go crazy.
I mean,
Could
got a lot of
I-
stuff going on.
Could I silvery barbs and then give advantage for the
Silvery-
same roll? Does that work?
No, no.
Oh,
You sure?
God. Because I did have advantage, so I could have had the first roll there. Okay. Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, that's how it works. So, yeah.
No.
All right. You
Don't
know
listen to
what?
Whitney.
She's going to. I think she's gonna try and guiding bolt this woman.
Okay.
That way, then if it doesn't roast her, then hopefully the next person.
if it doesn't
can.
work, I got you.
Guiding bolt is an
Right.
action, though.
Yeah,
Huh?
guiding bolt is an
No,
action.
Yeah,
Action.
bonus action for. I
Can
used
you
a bonus
ca-
action mass healing
Ooh.
word.
You
But can you
cast two
you can't
leveled
cast 2 leveled
at the
spells.
same
You've got to
time.
do a cantrip.
That was a
Don't worry, I'll
Yeah.
try my best. And by trying my best, I mean
Or-
I'm gonna go
or-
right back down.
Or
Or,
again,
what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
the way the rules as I have written them have worked, you can burn Roserite to cast that
Nah,
leveled
we're-
spell.
No, listen, I only got 1 point of corruption left in me before I'm at level 2.
Yeah.
Play
Slow your
will
fucking roll,
freak.
Delilah.
It's fine.
You're gonna
it's
start
fine.
shimmering like the ore.
She starts
like,
looking a little more
Like Dr.
pink.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the corruption. Take the corruption.
No. I'm gonna. I'm gonna take a risk on.
rolled an 18.
On what?
Just wanted to let you know.
That I rolled an 18.
No, I rolled an 18. Just wanted
Why? Why did you roll an 8? Shut up, Johnny.
I just wanted to roll. I wanted to tell you what I rolled. That's it.
Christ.
Okay. I'm gonna. As a cantrip, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, that's a
Nice.
save, right?
That's a save. DC 17.
DC 17.
That's a good
Dex-
save. Okay. Good
Yeah,
answer,
Mama's got a
good
+9 to
answer,
spell
Steve,
attack,
good
so-
answer.
What's the DC?
17 dex.
18.
Probably high on
Dang.
yeah.
I rolled low.
Real high.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's my turn. I
Yeah.
think she's gonna position herself in with her movement. She's gonna position herself there in front of Afyra.
Okay. I will note that.
She's a big cow lady. She's gonna be standing right there. She's gotta leave my BB alone.
That'll bring us to the end of the round, which will mean another round of Constitution saving throws. DC 15. No, it's 18. That's what I said.
I think I may have done this right. I think I may have actually passed one. Wait, what do I add to this? Hold on.
16. So
That Clay
Also
fails.
16.
6 fails.
I am going to put a flash of genius in that because I cannot do that.
Yeah.
So I will add a 5 to that
Okay,
to make it a 21.
perfect. That passes. What you got, Delilah? You're muted.
I succeeded. I've been celebrating over here. I got a dirty 20. So we're not
Fantastic.
going to level
I also
2.
got a dirty 20.
dirty.
So Clay's the only one who takes another hit of that roserite as the dust is still rising in the cavern, and you're going to take another point of corruption. So make sure you mark down. I believe you have 2 now or 3.
The guy's never taken roserite. Yep.
Yeah, so you're at 2 points of corruption.
It's okay. You've got a
God,
friend.
his ego was big enough. Fuck.
How much? Or how much damage?
No
there's
damage.
no
It's just
damage.
a
Oh,
point of
okay.
corruption.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then that will bring us to Afyra's turn, who is now being blocked by a large cow lady.
How far is she?
Uh,
I was dropped as soon
yeah.
as I hit her.
She's
so
she's still
40
45. She didn't move, so she's still 40. Or no, she's 50 feet because she got blasted back by 6.
Okay, I get to her. I'm gonna use all of my movement.
Did you burn half of it standing up because you were prone?
I still can get to her. If I get up and I use all of my movement, I can get to her.
Good God.
Damn.
I think you see, like I said, she is like lifted almost by like an invisible string attached to her heart. And as she sits up, she makes eye contact with Vala.
Mhm.
And that same smirk that she gave to 6, I think Afyra's gonna give it to her now, not even having seen it. She was passed out, but now she's excited. And you see, as she starts to stand up, it's like she's gonna reach for her lasso, but I think 6 is close enough, and Delilah, well, you're standing in front of me, so 6 is probably the only one who sees my gray corpse-like hands begin to lengthen into talons, and you see, I guess, bloody, like pink mica powder dust fangs just distend way past. You've never seen me do this. And I become something truly monstrous. And I put my hands behind my back, and I think I'm about to take off. And I'm
like, oh shit.
I look at you 6 for a second, and I think you see a twinge of insecurity, like, oh shit, he's seen the worst parts now. And she's just gonna run, and she's gonna cast Primal Savagery on
Okay.
herself so she can just shred at this woman's flesh, her face, her neck, everything. She's going full, like, body tackle, like legs
Okay.
wrapped around her, ripping and biting into her.
Fantastic. Give me that attack roll.
This is literally the stupidest move I could make in combat, but it's what she would do.
We love it. We love story decisions rather than mechanics.
Yeah, let me run up to the woman who's put me down 3 times. Okay, that's not bad. I don't know what her AC is, but we're gonna see. What do I add to this? Sorry, +6. That is a 22.
Just barely hits.
Oh, Oh God. Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
Just
That's gonna be
barely.
and because I have advantage on this from the silvery barbs that I did on her before I went down, this
Yeah.
is gonna include sneak attack damage.
Nice.
Go.
Okay. Oh, hey, Dicey, where'd you go, bud? Hold on, you're my only D10. Come back. Okay, stop.
Whitney, give this girl more dice.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay, so math tells us that
Matt tells us as if you're about to go on like a fucking lecture.
According to math.
According to math.
Stupid.
So Matt tells us that
Okay.
3d10
10 is 16, plus 5 is 21, plus 2 is 23, plus 6 is 29.
29.
29 points
Oh,
of
yeah.
damage. Can I eat her?
Can I eat her?
Shush. Let mother speak, okay? You all watch as Afyra changes into something that you've never seen before. Her claws behind her back, giving you that glance of insecurity 6 as she goes borderline Naruto running across this cavern at a speed at which you guys have never seen her move. And as you lunge for Vala, you feel her pistols sort of like against you. Because as you end her, she is going to fire off a reaction.
Yeah, as she should. I think it's a sound of like like it sounds truly feral and insane. And then you hear a couple of like, where is he in there? But she's
Yeah.
giving her absolutely like no chance to respond.
Before I finish narration,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. I love when dice like to tell a story. I rolled a natural 20 to attack.
Okay. I'm going to silvery barbs it.
That's what I figured. 19, so it's still gonna hit. You
Yes, for sure.
come in and start clawing at her, and she's screaming, and you guys can't see where Vala ends and Afyra begins, as they're just a mess of human. And as you're screaming, "Where is he?" You hear her responding back, just. I knew he didn't have the heart to do it, motherfucker, goddamn betrayer. And then there's like a bullet wound that cuts through your gut. As you,
I think you can hear the sounds of like, and she is reacting. Obviously, there's a lot of force, but she's not letting go. She's like letting that pain make her grip deeper in, even as she's like spitting up her own blood into the bite wounds that she's inflicting. Like she's perishing. But I don't think that's gonna really stop her.
The last thing you see before your eyes go dark, because I don't think you have enough hit points to survive 18 points of damage, is you see Vala's eyes go dark, and her body goes limp in your grasp, and then you go limp on top of her.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. Exactly how I pictured it.
And that will take us out of initiative.
Immediately, Clay sees that she goes around and goes, "Oh, fucking finally," and kind of leans over, holsters his gun. All right, kid, come on down. Come on down.
Does anyone make a move towards Afyra, or do I need to ask Afyra to start rolling death saves?
Y'all are, you
I
two are
think
closer.
it's gonna be a race between Six and Delilah on this one
I
because
got
Six
longer legs.
Sure.
Clay's gonna try to get Romeo to come down.
Yeah. If Delilah, we could roll to see who gets there first, because I got a cantrip for this.
You're closer. Yeah, you.
You got long cow legs. You will definitely get there first.
I can cast haste on myself. Just kidding.
Burn more resources before you get out of my cavern. Burn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that she gets over there, and as she lifts and rolls Afyra over, she casts Spare the Dying as a cantrip. So it's got got a hit point. So you touch a creature. Oh wait, are they stable? So they're not rolling death throws.
Yeah.
All right, so then I will show up and I will cast Cure Wounds to immediately bring Afyra up. Which you're just gonna get. That would be 15. No, that's wrong. That's
oh wait,
not how
my
math works.
aura's still
13.
up. My aura's
Does
still
your-
up. So anything.
Does your aura move with you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's,
So yeah,
Well, it's not.
It-
It's not an
Is
aura.
it?
You pick people around you that have.
Yeah, you pick
enough
people
hope
around
on
me
them.
that have the aura.
So-
oh yeah. So it'd still be
So
it would
just
still be
13.
max.
It's
Yeah.
active for a minute.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Or should I just upcast so that you're up higher?
Be
No, I
fine.
think that's fine. We can
Yeah,
do more.
I'll be
if we want.
fine. I think as soon as I open my eyes, my hands go up, and I think one hand lands on Six and one hand lands on Delilah, and I think there's like a bit of a gasp, and she's just like, I don't know how many times she's almost died, but this is certainly the most in a 2-minute period. So she grabs onto you both, and I think it looks like she's about to say something vulnerable and important, and then she blinks and she rips her hands back and starts like wiping them off, making sure they're not still talons. She doesn't want to hurt you. She doesn't want to get blood on you, and she just kind of like, thank you. Sorry.
I think Six also, as he's rushing up to you, he presses into your chest the cure wounds, and as you pop up, he just, as you're trying to get away, he'll grab you by the shoulders and then grab you on the cheeks and just look
I'm
and
fine.
make sure that everything is okay.
I'm fine.
I thought I lost you there.
I can't die, remember? Too stubborn.
Not when I'm here.
Thank God for that. Where's Clay? Mr. Deepwater!
There are two things I'd like to resolve in this moment. Thing the first. Clay, go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see if
Oh,
Romeo listens
God.
to you.
Oh, wait. I didn't choose who I give my advantage to from the last silvery barbs. Can I give it to Clay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Can I
And then
interest you instead in a performance? As I just do a friendly whistle while I sit and wait.
Okay, I'm gonna say if you want to use the advantage, it's gonna have to be persuasion. If you want to make it a flat roll, it can be performance.
Because I get a +4. But if I roll doo-doo dog water, that's not gonna matter.
well, advantage. The math tells us that advantage gives you a +5 generally. So
Fair enough, Six. I'll take your word for it.
I can't stand you, Johnny.
That's a 17 on the die.
Fantastic.
see,
Keep that in mind.
Could have been a 21.
Keep that in mind. Because there's one thing I'd like to resolve. Afyra, as you're sort of coming to, hold, okay? Just calm down. You got the crazy eyes going. As you're coming to, sort of blinking back into reality, having replayed probably one of the harshest memories you have in your your brain, watching that play out, going down, coming up, going down, going up like a pincushion, and you feel Six's cold metallic hands on the sides of your face. Your brain is tossed back into another memory. The feeling of dirt crawling out of a grave, just a single hand breaking the surface until you're too weak to fully pull yourself out, which would be the moment that Six arrives early for the wedding. Six, as you approach, you see a freshly dug grave and a familiar gray hand just twitching, poking through the dirt.
oh yeah, he immediately looks around for other people and thinking that it's weird. He was asking, "Where's Afyra? Oh, maybe in the suite." But he went up to it and didn't hear anything and thought this was strange. So He was walking around looking, and then finally on the other side of the tree, when a place where no one else was looking, he found the hand and immediately ran up. And you would have felt a curing, a warm hand grabbing yours, as a cure wounds would have been pressed into you, and then a quick and strong pull as he tries to rip you out of this grave.
I think the second feeling anything against my hand, there's an immediate like clawing desperation to it, kind of like when someone's drowning and they start to like pull you down out of panic. But as soon as I think Afyra would know Six by the touch of his hand, by the like the specific metal, like where the nicks are and everything, even subconsciously she would feel that it's him and not just any warforged. So she would claw and then immediately like wrap around your arm to accept that amount of help. She comes up just spewing dirt. She's like ripping flowers off of her hair, like her own veil. She's angry. She's not sad or scared or needing a moment. She's just pissed.
What the hell happened? I was looking everywhere for you.
She stands all the way up. She's like fruitlessly trying to get the dirt off of her dress. And as she looks up at you, there is a moment where she looks so young, like very fragile and very naive and understanding a naivety. And she takes the ring off of her hand that you had made for her to get married. And she just shoves it into the pocket of her little wedding dress skirt. And she rips the puffy sleeves off of like the lace off of her dress and throws them on the ground, stomps and spits on it. And then she looks up at you and goes, "You want to get a drink?"
What in the hell has just happened?
Afyra, you can feel that cold metallic necklace against your collarbone. The last thing that Sneed gave you before he commanded you to bury yourself alive.
I rip it off and I look at it.
Still has the portrait inside. It's a little burned from the roserite that he used to amplify his spell, but it's still very clearly the two of you.
I close the locket and I drop it into the grave behind me. And I look up at you, Six, and I say, "Ain't gonna be no wedding here today. But if we're lucky, we still have an amicable night." Now that's a night, in my mind, involves me some poker, a nice cigar, 8 strong, stiff whiskeys to start, and you asking not a single question.
Well, I do have one. We can turn this night into a funeral. Do you know where he is?
Funeral, my friend. And she'll kind of like make sure that there's not a single bit of lace or jewelry or anything on her. And she'll like wipe away some dirt and she'll look at you and she'll go, "You're about an hour late for the funeral. We already had it. Don't you worry."
6. There is a moment where you're looking at Afyra covered in dirt and lace, hair scraggly. Even as she wipes the dirt away, you can almost see the tear stains that go with it. And for the first time in a very long time, you realize you almost lost this person.
Okay. Well,
Funeral for later, then. Not for you.
Yeah, like I said, too stubborn to die, and I got things to do. First drink's on you. We'll call it a I told you so special.
And it is the sound of Clay's whistle that shocks you back out of this memory into the present timeline. As you see sort of skittering on the ceiling above Clay, but not coming down, Experiment Romeo.
Okay, come on. Speed it up. Come on.
I try to wipe the blood off of my mouth so it doesn't look like I just kind of ate a person a little bit. And I go, yeah, kid, you can trust us.
Before you all come over here, check the bodies and then leave something of yours on the bodies.
I do. Immediately.
You are able to recover from Vala her signature pistols, named Hell and Hollow, which I will send you the stats for those
Thank you.
later.
Thank you.
She's also carrying about 500 gold pieces.
Good lord. Okay.
And then each of the gunslingers, of which there are 3, have a roserite rifle.
Wonderful.
That's nice.
I gather
Which
them
one
up.
of them have a shotgun?
No, they just got roserite. They got
Was that
roser.
your owl asking?
No, my owl's dead. He took psychic damage.
It's okay. He'll be right back when you summon him.
Thanks for
right?
that. No one asked Clay how he's doing.
I immediately
Delilah's
looked for Clay as soon
walking
as I woke
over.
up.
Delilah healed you and is not gonna eventually leave.
Each of the gunslingers
30
also
feet
has.
away.
Each of the gunslingers also has about 100 gold pieces apiece on them.
Okay.
Y'all can divvy that up how you like.
I think I'm gonna give everyone 100 gold pieces, which leaves a total of 400 separately in a sack.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go over to Delilah as she's going over to Clay. And
There is
I'm
also
gonna
one other thing before you wander
yes,
away from
please.
Bellsbella. She's got a duster coat. Looks a little magical.
No. Sorry. I'll take it.
She has an enchanted duster coat that gives you an armor class of 20.
God. I mean, okay. So Afyra already wears the clothes of her dead bounties. So this is oddly on character for her, but there is viscera of this woman's organs on this coat.
Oh yeah,
Also my
you
fault.
were tearing into it, so it's got holes and shit.
Yeah.
Here, let me
Until
let me
it's-
get that.
I will say until it's repaired, the AC is only going to be 18, and it'll take a full 24 hours of someone working on it to get it back up to that 20.
With mending?
With mending. Oh, with the mending spell?
Yeah.
Please.
I will say because it is a magically enchanted coat, you're gonna need to burn roserite to mend it immediately.
Hmm.
You have to take it.
Don't worry about it.
Take some
18 is good.
corruption.
It's better for me. 18 is good. 18 is good.
Take some corruption.
I think as this as Romeo is coming down slowly, kind of.
Oh, she
testing
hasn't
the
come down
waters-
yet. She's still sort of circling above Clay's head.
Oh,
On
then
the
I'm
ceiling.
Gonna stay, I'm gonna stay actually far away. I'm divvying up stuff. I'm going through the bodies and whatnot, but I'm gonna stay away.
Okay, so
Delilah does keep walking closer because I think they were having a moment before
You were heading to. Said that you were heading over to Clay.
the Clay, yeah. But she's keeping her eye on Romeo because
Mhm.
they were having a moment before he busted in with guns.
Mm-hmm.
okay, I gotta get up there and get the kid.
No, just give it a moment. You sit still, and she's gonna
takes off his jacket.
And she's gonna accept his jacket there, and we'll take a moment with her hand and just kind of look at where his face got gashed open. And we'll use a cure wounds, just like a very gentle hand stroking on his cheek and the thumb brushing over the wound with a little warm cure wounds on that.
Yeah, so you'll see the gash on his face. The face closes up to just be a scar that goes all the way down now. And he kind of lifts up his shirt, and then the bullet finally dislodges from his stomach as the wound fully heals up. Thanks. I got real close.
Yeah, too close. Closer than it's been in a long while.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time someone hit me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't get too cocky about that now.
Do the two of you still have eyes on Romeo?
Yes, like kind of sitting there talking, like glancing back and forth.
You watch as she's sort of listening to your conversation, and then there's a tremor that sort of rips through her body, and you see the beginnings of that pulse start to ripple out from her. And she almost, you can sort of clock that she feels it happening and is trying to pull it back in, but she can't. And as it starts to radiate out and she tries to swallow the energy back in, she loses her grip on the ceiling and starts to plummet. Not
How
drop,
far away is she?
plummet. She is 80 feet in the air, clinging to the ceiling.
Okay, I'll cast Fly on myself.
At the same time, I would be casting Vortex Warp.
Let's do it.
What is the
I'd be
distance on
casting
Vortex Warp?
Fucking far, like 90 feet.
Well, if I triangulate it, looking at the map that we drew, where did I put it?
Math tells us the
I can
hypotenuse.
also upcast it. I can also upcast it to make it 120.
Yeah, you would have to upcast it to reach her because
I will
you are
upcast
on
it
the
to 120.
far. Yeah, you're on the far side of the cavern with Afyra, and she's above Clay's head, about 100 feet away from you, 80 feet in the air.
Okay, then I will upcast it to. I will upcast it so that. Look at the. There's no real good spot to put her. Ooh. I will upcast it and put her inside of the bubble.
The bubble dissipated.
Hopefully
That was just
that'll-
marked where it was.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
And then the thing next to it is like a pool of water.
Yeah.
I
will upcast it to grab her, and then I will put her in the one of the
You also see Clay casting Fly on himself as well.
it would have, yeah. We were both about to cast something at the same time. It just, yeah.
Okay. Oh god. Afyra is going to just kind of watch this happen. She knows what Vortex Warp from 6 looks like, and she sees Mr. Deepwater take off into the air, but she still has her hand at her hip to cast something with her lasso as like a reaction if something doesn't work here.
Okay.
So she's got Featherfall at the ready.
Clay, what direction are you heading?
Straight up. I'm
Straight up?
casting Fly on myself and flying straight up.
Okay, cool. Can the two of you give me an initiative roll-off to see which of these actions happens first?
Sure.
And I have something in the back pocket as well, just in case.
That's a nat one.
Oh
Take
my
a
God,
back
I
seat.
got a 2. That's so fucking
Oh
funny.
god.
Wait.
Holy shit.
Oh wait, it
Uh,
doesn't matter. It's okay,
ladies,
Clay, you don't
ladies,
need
I'm gonna let you get in on this too, because Delilah, you were also watching. So give me an initiative roll-off to see if your thing goes off before the two boys.
Please roll a 3.
That would be too funny.
Well, 17.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I rolled a 30.
What?
I'm sorry. I have
Okay.
I got a 19 on the die and 11 plus.
Good God. Okay, so you had Featherfall ready to go.
Yeah.
Delilah, what were
But
you planning on doing?
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just working my way through so I figure out exactly the how this plays out. Delilah, what was your plan?
So I have Stonky's ring, and I can use telekinesis, and you can use it on a creature as well. So you'd be able to use an ability check with your spellcasting ability contested by the creature's strength check. So that's kind of like
she does not register as a creature.
Aren't we all creatures of our deities on this?
Also correct, because Featherfall targets creatures. So I guess.
Oh, then yeah. Okay. Then by that logic, then yes, Stonky's ring would work. Cool.
We are all creatures of the Lady of the Night.
So this is how this plays out, which is deeply funny. You see her lose grip, and that pink pulse starts to radiate out. Afyra instinctively sort of lets out that Featherfall. She starts to slow as Delilah catches her. And then just as Clay starts to take off, you watch as the vortex warp grabs her, and where does it put her?
I am going to put her on the other side of the room so that we are hopefully not hit by whatever is about to happen.
So the best place would be that tunnel where you entered from. She's losing control.
Oh.
So if you,
I get
yeah.
I think I'm gonna put her into the one that we entered in so that we know where she would be.
Yeah. So you sort of are able to grab her and then instinctively direct it that direction. And as you feel the spell release, you can see the residual of that pink pulse sort of echo out. And then hear the cracking of crystal in the tunnel. And that is where we're gonna go to break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Sit tight, go get yourself a drink. We'll see where this plays out from there. See you on the other side. And we come back in to the sound of cracking crystal in the hallway that you guys entered into. Knowing that that hallway leads back to a closed down hall because the hall collapsed on your way in. And you can see the little fragments of crystal and then a bit of roserite dust start to come up. And then there is no movement from that entryway. What would you guys like to do?
Again, I would like to try to fly and get her.
You're able to You're able to fly over there. Is your fly speed faster than your like walking speed? Like how much flight do you have?
60 feet of fly speed.
Oh yeah, so you're able to get there before anybody else. And you just sort of see, actually I do need to roll some stuff for her. I need to roll some stuff for her. How many is this again? Oh, it's so many.
Stop.
5 plus 7. Fuck me.
Romeo, you okay? Clay, where are you going?
Plus 8
Clay.
plus
So I'm
1.
flying like Neo, my
Yeah.
duster. Oh no, you have my duster.
50.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, cool. You see, as you fly into this little cavern, a very broken and visibly bleeding Romeo, sort of struggling to maintain consciousness.
All right. Healing things isn't my strong suit, kid. As I hoist her up into my arms, and I will use the dash action to try to get her as far out as I can.
Are you heading back into the crystal cavern where your friends are?
Yes.
Yeah. As you go to pick her up, it's like when you this is the first time you've made contact with her, and it's almost like paper. Like the skin feels so incredibly dry and almost feels like it's shredding under your touch. But also there's like bits of a rocky texture to it. And as this is the closest you've physically gotten, you can then see that her eyes almost look like inset crystals. There's no iris there. It's just fully crystal, and there almost seems to be pink crystal growing out of the edges of it. And there is blood coming from her ears and from her nose as she sort of filters between unconsciousness, or from struggles to hold to the consciousness, basically, as you're holding her.
I say, hold on to this, and I put my hat on her head, and then I start to try to fly out.
Yeah. You're able to fly back over to your friends holding this and she looks to the rest of you, it almost looks like Clay is holding a small child. Just the limbs look incorrect and out of proportion. There's almost no weight to this thing as Clay is holding it. It just looks like he's holding a small, again, like a child.
All right, come here, come on. Give me my duster. Put it around her. And then I want to see if there's any way that we can stabilize her.
Delilah will move like she's gonna start. She's like, hold on, wait a second. And I think that something about looking at this young, small thing, this young, small girl here, in her eyes, it just reminds her of her girls back at the jewel box and how some of them had rough lives coming up. Some of them had rough bouts with roserite. And one of the things at the jewel box is many, if not all of them, are clerics of some form. And so with that, she's going to shift her hands where the spell for Cure Wounds would have started. The hue changes and she shifts it thinking, and she's going to try to cast Lesser Restoration.
Give me an initiative roll if you could.
12.
As you go to make contact with her, it almost looks like instinctive. She twists and jerks away from your touch. Can I have an intelligence saving throw, please?
Sure it's not wisdom?
I am positive it's intelligence.
Okay. Hey, 15.
I will flash of genius. My last one. At 5 out of 20.
Dirty 20.
For a brief second, it looks like Clay is almost holding a knife to her throat in your eyes. And then blinking as that flash of genius sets in, you just see Clay holding her again as the antagonizing reflection does not settle in.
It's okay, darling. I'm here to help. I'm a helper.
Come on, you can trust her. All right? And I kind of put my hand on the back of Delilah's hand and go in to help with the cure wounds, just to reassure.
Go ahead and burn the lesser restoration. Give me a medicine check at advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna roll it on here because it's been nicer. That's first one. So a 16 for a medicine check.
You feel that sort of magic sort of settle in. And it's familiar. And even though you're sort of shimmering and you can feel the effects of the corruption sort of like holding on you, you push that lesser restoration in, and there's a level of stabilization that sort of, you can feel it physically latch in, but you also can tell that this isn't going to hold it off forever. It's a temporary, you've put a band-aid on a bullet wound effectively.
All right. See, I'm just here to help. Now,
I just kind of stand up with her. Listen, we've got to get out of here. All right? Now, we're going to get about 120 feet down the hallway that our adversaries came in through. I'm going to cast Fireball. I'm going to blow down this cavern. That's going to buy us some time because they're going to think there was a cave in. From there, we'll probably have a night to try to make a plan. Okay?
all right.
I don't think she has a night.
Where are we
I
going?
think whatever we're gonna have to do.
Where are we going?
We are going to spend the night at Six's place.
Well, I have a cellar.
But I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty bad. It's a pretty ugly place. Very dry.
Hey, all right,
Gray.
listen. I do a lot of work in there, all right? I can't be sprucing it up all the time.
And he's kind of walking.
Shut up,
and
let's just
talking.
get going.
Listen. Everyone leave something on a body that's of yours.
Give me an athletics check, Clay.
You know me, I'm good at those. You know me, where do I even begin with my -1? And I rolled a nat 1 on a -1, so that's a 0. This is not my episode.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, she rolled a 4 for a 10. What you got?
Nothing.
Okay.
Later.
She on the words sort of causing a cave-in. You feel her fidget in your arms and very quickly like leap out of them and just sort of skitter and press herself against a wall.
Kid, we do not have all night. All right. I know, I understand you are scared and you are tired and you are hurting, but we have to go and we have to find a way to keep you safe. You are clearly not safe here. We found you. They found you. We have to go.
Where would you like to go if we did go somewhere?
I want to see the sky.
Now follow us. We'll
Easy.
take you there.
It's
We
been
won't
a
let
real-
anything bad happen to you.
It's been a really long time since I've seen the stars.
I do love looking at stars, darling. Let's go find you some stars. And she would extend a hand out to Romeo, just in case she's trying.
Give me persuasion at advantage.
That's a 25.
As you take her hand, she comes in a little closer, and in the back of your head, you just hear, "Am I just a weapon?"
And Delilah would reply back, "Not to me. You're someone I want to get to know."
You feel in your hand a physical relaxation and a tighter squeeze in the handhold.
Delilah would move slowly, moving that one hand to her other one, and just like slowly, as long as it's not causing her panic, kind of wrap an arm around her shoulder and kind of tuck her into her side, very motherly within it.
And I let her keep my jacket and my hat on.
It looks like a kid wearing their dad's clothes. Like she's drowning in it. Like the hat sits down like real far. It's like almost at like her eyebrows.
And Delilah would take one of the other pins or feathers from her hair and hands it to Clay and said, "Put it on the prettiest one if there is one."
Yeah, you know it. And I just put it on one of the dead bodies. Not even look.
He's occupied right now.
I think he'll probably fire a couple more shots into some of the bodies there.
As you enter the tunnel that the cartel had come through, how are you causing a cave-in?
That is what I was gonna say. I'll just as we're getting closer and closer to the point that you were gonna turn around and do fireball, I'm just gonna say, "Play, I got this. I got it. Just let me handle it." And then I'm gonna send my turret inside, and then have it crawl up, and then I'm gonna detonate it.
Okay. How much damage does it do when it? How much damage does it do when it detonates?
That is 3d8. Yeah, 3d8.
Okay, roll it for me.
Cool. Ooh, 8. 1. 8. Nice. All right.
Okay.
So 17.
Can I help with this?
How would you like to help?
I know I know Six's turret, and I know that it's gonna do its best. And I would like to help by causing some extra damage with just like leaning in at the closest point to where it's gonna cave in, and kind of look like I'm just like soothing my wounds and like, you know, being very nonchalant, just trying to basically lick my wounds. And as soon as the turret passes me, I'm gonna watch it, and as it crawls up, I'm gonna ready my lasso and flick it, and I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb again, but this time with thunder damage to help with the wherever the turret is detonating. I'm cracking the whip right at that to give it some extra oof, which is also 3d8 damage.
Okay, I have several questions. Question the first. Can you roll me a sleight of hand to see if anyone clocks you doing this?
Sure. That is a 25.
Oh yeah, none of their passives are going to clock that. Roll the damage for me.
Okie dokie. Here comes my 8. That's an 8. That's a 3, so 11. And then another 8, so that's 8, 19.
Okay, so 19 on top of the 18 from the turret? 17?
17, yeah.
Okay, that brings us to 36. To cause a cave-in, I have a damage threshold set at 40. So, one of you, if you have a way of amplifying what you have done.
I do.
Put a roserite on it. I can put a roserite on my turret.
Well, to amplify it, you're going to have to take... If you're going to amplify it, you're going to take a point of corruption, is my point. So if you
Where?
wanna,
How far are we away from hitting
4
the right
points.
damage?
You are 4 points
Yeah,
away.
I have a 1d4. I can 1d4 plus 4 that I didn't add. That actually just is supposed to come on it. My Enspelled Whip. I'm so
Fuck yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, throw
Even
that
if
on
I
top.
rolled a 1, it would be perfect.
It'll be yeah. The
Doesn't-
damage threshold was 40.
Doesn't Chaos Bolt also get a D6?
Oh, I did. I don't know. I did Chromatic Orb.
2024.
Yeah, it did chromatic orb, and I think it's 2024 that does the extra d6. I could be wrong.
Oh well, then I must have added the 2024 on accident. No, Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless,
Yeah.
1d6.
regardless, that's enough to do it. What does it look like between the two of you as this crystal roserite cavern starts to crumble in on itself?
I think I'm gonna. Can I? Okay, here we go. Let's lock it in. I think she sees this turret scurry off, and she sees Six tell our powerful caster to just don't even worry about it. I've got this. And she's like, fuck. This is gonna.
It's
no.
more like hold what you got because we can get this with lesser magic. Is what I
Yeah.
was saying. I was saying keep your big guns for a little bit.
Well, I know that those little guns aren't gonna do much, so I think she just like does the thing that is second nature to her, which is just to back him up. They back each other up. It's what they do. So just that little flick, as things start to like explode and collapse, and these massive pink crystals start to kind of crash around, she sees all of this light kind of refracting across Six, and she's looking at him like, you knew that wasn't gonna do that without my help, right? And it's just like she catches herself gazing at Six rather than looking at Six, and that kind of takes her off guard for a moment, and she very quickly turns and looks immediately away.
I see that happening, right?
Yeah.
I just like immediately look at the cave-in and then look back at Afyra and do I have something on me?
I'm just glad you made it, is all.
Oh.
Actually, you got... And she will, fully lying, will take the excuse to just kind of gently touch him, be like, God, you fucking made it, thank God. And she will actually put her hand on his face and like wipe away fake blood, viscera, dirt, whatever, just to make sure that she knows he's real.
Yeah, because you said it, I'm gonna make you roll for it.
I can deceive. I'm a good liar.
Give me deception. 6, go ahead and roll insight.
Okay, that's an 11 on the die, and my deception... Okay, so I have a 14?
Oh my god, I got a 14 on the die.
That's crazy.
Plus 1, 15.
You...
The dice are telling the story.
You see right through her in this moment. Afyra, what would he clock?
I think her mask is up. So I think there's an odd bleeding of the ink, and it kind of goes into the smile that you've probably never seen before, and it only happens as she touches you. And it kind of flickers and starts to act a little like disjointed as she pulls away. And I think that's enough that you would get it.
As you're trying to pull away, I think he'll see this and he'll just put his hand over yours. And then bring you in for a hug and just say, I'm very glad that you made it too.
Afyra kind of stands like still for a moment. She doesn't get hugged a lot. It's usually just Delilah, and that's only on the holidays that she can be convinced to come out of her house. So she like stands stock still and looks very confused, and then her shoulders kind of release, and she'll be a little unsure and hug you back, and she'll go, "Yeah, if, don't worry. Not gonna leave you alive alone. I'm not gonna leave you again, is what I meant."
Okay. I believe you.
All right. And she'll kind of like hold on to the hug a little longer until she realizes like there are other people in this area, and then she'll kind of go, "I hate coughing up blood. I hate it. It's the worst."
Delilah and Clay. I believe, Daniel, you were trying to get something off. What were you trying to do? Because you had like a face, so I was just trying to make sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's perfectly fine.
Fantastic.
That moment continued.
The two of you are sort of walking ahead of Six and Afyra, so you can sort of hear the back part of the conversation as the sound of cracking crystal and explosions resonate down behind you. And you can see these chunks of crystal starting to fall, and dust starting to come up in the cavern. Can I have everyone make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Can I instead cast Wind Wall?
What does Windwall do?
So Wind Wall is a wall of strong wind rises from the ground at a point that I choose, and I can make the wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick, and I can shape it in any way so that I can basically push wind in a specific direction.
Are you gonna
So
push
it says
push the dust basically back into the? Yeah, cool.
correct.
Yeah.
The strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay.
Oh,
what it
absolutely. If you pop the spell, then no con save needed. As almost instinctively, you remember as the last time the crystal fell that dust had started to rise, and you're able to sort of throw the wind back down the hallway and push it back down, knowing that you guys should probably pick up your pace, because that wall's not going to hold it at bay forever.
I think he's got to do something really cool though. So like once they're done with the hug and she coughs up blood, the explosions happen, and you all hear the end of that conversation looking back to see this, and then he just puts a hand up, and then just this of wind rushes back, and then he looks and then fixes his jacket as he just continues walking to follow the rest of the party.
Clay and Delilah, you notice, since the two of you are walking sort of side by side with Romeo, that like as she walks, it's very obvious that like this form of movement is unnatural for her. The steps feel a little out of place. The gait is all wrong. It again, it looks like someone attempting to be human, but doesn't quite know how to do it just right, or almost like a baby trying to take its first steps, where it's just a little, any rock or something in her path might like cause her to fall or go akimbo. And holding her hand, you can feel how calloused her hands are, almost like as you feel them, you can tell that she's used to moving on all fours versus like on a bipedal type of way.
You know, if you get tired, darling, I can give you a boost. I'm stronger than I look, and I know I look pretty strong too.
You said we're going to Six's place and it's bad?
Oh,
Bad as in ugly.
it's small.
Not that bad.
Don't you got more hugging to do back there?
But
Eat shit, Deepwater.
we don't actually
You
eat shit.
wish.
Don't listen to her. It's not. She doesn't mean it literally.
Yes, I do.
We're having a private conversation in the front, the very important people section.
Delilah, in the back of your head, you just hear, "Is she always so mean and scary?"
It's a front for the most part. She says back in her mind, it's a front for the most part. Sometimes the folks
who want softness and who want things to be nicer, they got to put a big hard shell around it. And that's especially for some folks who've had their soft parts hurt before.
Do I need to be afraid of her?
No, she won't do anything to you. I can promise you that. And she just kind of has a little bit of a glance over her shoulder.
Do you say that last bit out loud or in her mind?
She says it in her mind,
Okay.
but is just kind of one of those, the equivalent of this, that Afyra, like just completely unprompted from from Delilah to Afyra, just kind of a watch yourself look, and just goes back and, you know, kind of brushes Romeo's hair out of the way. Just, I'm gonna make sure that we take care of you, and we're gonna definitely get you to see some stars. It's my favorite thing too.
It's the weirdest thing. She's not looking at you, but you can feel the smile in your mind. As you guys walk through this tunnel, following the way the cartel came out, you can see their footprints in like muddish dirt as you get towards the edge of it. And as you exit the entryway of this cavern, you notice you're on the lakeside of Emerald Gulch. So it almost looks like the entryway that they used sort of was tucked behind a waterfall where the lake was. So there's a little river of water towards the top of it. And it's very wet and muddy, but you're sort of like on the outskirts of the city near one of the big openings that would be familiar to Afyra because she camps out that neck of the woods occasionally. And we're not far from where Afyra has camped before.
Is there usually people out here?
This far out, no. It's also later in the day. It's about dusk. It's not quite nighttime yet, so people are getting their meals and deeper in the city.
Afyra, let me ask you a question. How far out are we from your camp?
How far out am I from my camp?
Is that closer than us to try to make it to 6?
It might be, honestly.
6's house is probably going to take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours to hike into. And you're going to have to go through the city with a potentially volatile creature. Your campsite's probably about 45 minutes walking to get to, you're closer to your campsite, definitely.
Okay. I look at Clay and then I look at 6. And I know that we'd all like agreed to go to 6's, but I am thinking of that little kid who ran up to him right before we entered. And I'm like, if we bring this girl.
That's what I was thinking.
So I think she's gonna go, we won't get to 6's for hours. But
right.
my campsite's a lot closer. Oh,
Right, and I can magically secure it so we won't get spied on and scried on.
All
That'd be
right,
good,
I'll
yeah.
lead the way.
We've got the hut as well.
There we go.
Romeo, do you want to not be seen?
She looks at you very confused.
Or the thing that I did earlier made you invisible?
But then you can't see me either.
I'll be able to.
No, we'll be able to. This is for you. If you don't want it, then you don't have to have it. There's not many people out here. And if there is, and they caught sight of you, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Am I scary? I don't mean to be scary.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we want to keep you safe as possible. That's all. So if you feel safer being invisible, we can make that happen.
Delilah, you feel a tight squeeze on your hand. And she gives 6 a very unsure nod.
He'd be able to make it so that you can't be seen because we don't want bad folks like them to find you. And I have the ability. I got tricks where I can see through little tricks like that. So I can always see where you are.
She looks back up at Delilah and then gives 6 a more assured nod this time.
Okay. And whenever you want me to take it down, you just let me know, and I will. And I will cast invisibility after just like a slight friendly like stroke of the shoulder, just like we got you, kind of
And-
friendly.
And as that happens, Delilah casts see invisibility. And so her eyes kind of sparkle, kind of gloss over real quick, and would have more of a twilighty blue glow to what the pink had been before. So now they're kind of a purplish.
They also like have a little bit more of a crystalline look to them as well, because you do have a level of corruption. And as you're walking, Delilah, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's a 19 plus 8, so 27.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
As you guys are walking, periodically, you instinctively almost look at the other members of your party as you're approaching Afyra's campsite, and for a split second, you could swear that Clay's throat has been slit, and he's effectively a walking corpse. And then blinking again, he looks perfectly fine as this hallucination sort of tries to take hold on you.
She takes a moment, kind of registers that, doesn't stop her walking, but in this, I'm guessing that at least her hand is there. Is she still making contact with Romeo with this? Okay. She does that, and she'll give Romeo's hand's a little squeeze. And it through the mind is like, does that happen when you're worried, or is it something you think about?
You would hear back, that wasn't me. I don't know how to explain it. I feel in control right now. It's there's a clarity that I'm not used to. Have you been playing with and you can feel like the twist of her hand is like she stops walking to look at you, and she clocks the eyes that are glowing a little bit from the roserite corruption that you have. Are you okay? I can take it away. Soren taught us how to absorb it. Do you want me to take it away? He doesn't like feeling the corruption, but he wants the power of it, so he sort of... The word he kept saying was battery?
There is a moment where her ears press back just a second, and like her nose kind of quivers almost like a rabbit at just the disgust of that, but she tries to keep as much of that there. It's like, I wouldn't have you do that for me. I don't want you to have to take anything else like that from anyone else. I've got my ways, the ways I helped you. I have ways I can help myself with it too. I'm just gonna need to rest under the stars for a little bit to make it happen and kind of cool this off.
Okay. But if you need me to, I can do it.
You've got a kind heart. That's a good thing.
And she'll start walking again. Eventually you guys reach a site that Afyra has camped at many times before. How do you guys go about setting up camp?
Yeah, I spend 10 minutes casting Private Sanctum. So it looks like it's just a foggy area, like a fog crept in over around the water. And that surrounds her encampment by 120 feet in a massive square. While this is active, sound can't pass through the barrier, so us talking won't leave it. The barrier is warded, so dark vision can't see through it. Divination spells can't get through it, nor can anybody be divination spells be cast. Planar travel is blocked, and nothing can teleport in or out of the area.
Holy
Can they
shit.
physically walk in and out of that?
Yeah, you can still walk in and out of it.
No,
but
can others physically walk through it as well?
yeah.
Okay.
It's
And
like
it
a
lasts for
magical
24
protection.
hours.
Yeah.
That's a magical protection one.
Yeah.
So once they set down for camp and get themselves bedrolls, everything set, she will also take 10 minutes to ritually cast Tiny Hut just around their sleeping site. So that makes more of a layer of protection where no creature can pass through it. We can pass out, but they cannot, nothing can physically come towards us as well.
I want to do the only thing I can, which is set traps in the woods. There's like all of this incredible casting going on and like a magical layer of fog, and I get out my net and a stick and I'm like,
I think while everybody else is doing things, I think Six will kind of sit down with Romeo and just try to, at a respectable distance, and just talk to her, see what she wants to talk about, if she wants to talk at all, or if she just wants to be alone. And
did you
sit
drop?
next to her in
Did you
silence.
drop the invisibility when you got to camp, or is she still invisible?
I'm only gonna take it off when she wants to have it off, and it lasts for an hour. So.
Oh, by the time you'd have gotten to camp, it would have worn off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So about like by the time like you guys got to camp and all of the spells got cast, it would have been.
I would have warned her too.
Yeah. And she probably would have sat down wherever Delilah directed her to make sure that she was inside the like little safety protection bubble. And it's gotten properly dark by the time you guys get out there. And she's just sort of sitting with her knees pressed to her chest, her arms sort of wrapped around them, staring straight up at the sky, not speaking. It almost looks like she's not moving and not breathing. If it's not until you get a little closer, if you were to, that you can see the slight movement of her chest to see that she's still like functional. She's just sort of lost in the sky at the moment.
You know, stars are better when you're outside of the town. All the lights that are out there. This is way better. Whatever they say about my place, but this is way better. You get to see them all.
It's so much bigger.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
Not really. I grew up inside. I haven't really been outside. Aside from getting away the first time.
First time? What happened there?
Oh, this is the first time. She's like
this
lowers
is
her
the
eyes
first time.
and looks at you and giggles a little bit.
Well, good. I'm glad you were able to get away from that. We don't need to know details to know that it was probably really bad.
Give me a perception check. Now that there's a lull, you have time to sort of look and be closer to her while she's not freaking out.
At 24.
She is covered in scars. Almost every place there could be a scar is scarred. And there's even little hints of what looks like crystal that it's been embedded into her skin on top of all of that. So it's not, wherever it is smooth, it's not smooth for very long. She's just looks like she's been experimented on physically. You can see it.
Would this, in Six's experience, would this be something that could be covered and like healed with cure wounds? I mean, it's already cured.
Yeah.
Do you think? Stay with me here. Do you think that a mending spell could fix this?
No, it could not.
All right, that's fine. I will just look at the many scars all over her. It's awful. I can see that you were in a lot of pain, emotionally and physically. Sorry that happened.
I think it made me stronger.
It did. You're right. But you don't need all of that to be strong. And I mean this in a future sort of way. You don't need to be in pain to get strong. You just need people that love you and care for you. That's the best way to grow.
So, are you saying that what happened to me was wrong? Or bad?
Oh, absolutely, it was wrong. It was the worst type of wrong in this world. People should not have any control over what you do. Well, as long as you don't go around killing people, but I don't think you want to do that.
I have, though.
We've all made mistakes. I don't think you wanted to kill a single soul. Well, maybe one.
Who do you mean?
We don't have to get into that right now. I don't want to bring up your past. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to try and tell me what kind of shapes you see up in the stars.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. 16?
Her eyes narrow at you. Can I have an intelligence saving throw?
Okay. That is a 22.
For a brief second, you can almost feel through that sort of telepathic link she's established with you, a brief moment of rage sort of flash through her. And then looking over her shoulder, similarly, you can kind of see Afyra finishing up her trap. And for a brief second, it looks like she's drawing one of those weapons and pointing them at Clay. And then blinking, that image shifts and disappears as quickly as it appeared in front of you. And you can feel that sort of psychic tether rescind a little bit from you as she realizes that you clocked how angry she was in that moment.
Were you angry at me? Did I do something wrong? I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything. It's okay if you're mad at me.
I think you think that I hate him. How are you supposed to hate someone who raised you? He's the only father I've ever known. I've been there since before I can remember, and I think you want me to hate him.
I don't want you to do anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to do this or that, okay? What I'm here to do is to make sure that you are protected, okay? So don't think that I'm trying to force you into some sort of a role in this group here or tell you what to think or anything like that. Darling, I don't even know what the hell to think for myself sometimes. What I'm telling you is that however you're feeling, that's exactly what you should be feeling. You are valid for thinking these things. If you still have some care for the person that was raising you, that's valid. You can also be mad. You can also have regrets and disgust and love. That's the thing about being alive. Sometimes it just doesn't make any sense.
The rest of you can all sort of hear this conversation take place. And then very softly, almost so soft that you guys can't hear it, but it's almost like a whisper on the wind. But he sent you down there to take me back. Are you taking me back?
Nope.
No. Well, let me put it this way. What would you like? I don't think you get that question often.
No one's ever asked me what I wanted. She sort of leans back and looks up at the sky again.
As she's looking up, I'm gonna use one of my artificer features, magical tinkering, and I'm going to create a small static visual effect on a small stone that I just pick up, and I'm gonna make it look like the night sky, and I'm gonna hand it over to her and say, now you can see the stars whenever you want.
She sort of closes her hand around it and makes contact with you. And you feel that same thing that both Delilah and Clay have now felt. Just how calloused, but also thin and fragile she feels as you touch her. And then as soon as her hands are around the stone, she sort of skitters back a little bit. Like sort of still in the bubble, because I'm assuming Delilah would have told her how far the bubble was. But sort of skitters back against like the wall of it, sort of pulling away a little bit and just sort of toying with it in her hands.
That's yours. I'm not taking it from you.
She doesn't really
I
respond,
think I'll
but eventually she sort of curls up along that wall, still holding the rock, and just pulls Clay's hat down over her face.
Sweet dreams. I'll stand up and I'll go find Afyra. Actually, no, I'll go find Delilah, but later.
Clay is on the outskirts of our encampment, and he is just preparing. All of his weapons are around him, loading them up, making sure everything's reloaded. He resummons Val. Pops back in. And
The boy!
yeah, he's just kind of sitting on the edge of camp, and he's not really being very social.
Unfortunately, I'm doing the perimeter traps. So I think you're gonna have to get social here, bud.
You guys just circle the camp at the same
out.
speed so that you don't have to talk.
Watch out. It sure be a shame. It sure be a shame.
I think Afyra
Butterfingers.
is on purpose making a lot of noise because she can be stealthy if she wants. But if Clay Deepwater of all people is being quiet, she's gonna make sure that he knows she's coming and she's not sneaking up on him. So she's kind of like stomping through the brush, making a lot of noise with like a net and a couple of sticks in her hand as she's kind of cutting eyes at you. And then she'll take a look at her work, flick open the cap to a flask, and she'll take a big swig of it and she'll hand it over. She'll offer it to you by extending her arm.
He will gladly take it, take a big gulp. I did not guess you for a woman of good taste.
It's a healing potion, you dumbass. You look like shit.
Yeah, I'll be all right. It's like cherry. That's nice.
It's my favorite flavor.
That's a good flavor. It's mine
That
too.
is a good flavor, all right. Listen,
Yeah.
you did really good back there.
Yeah, but Tomorrow's what matters most. You know what's gonna happen, right?
I think you and I are on the same page, Mr. Deepwater.
All I do know is that this barrier lasts for 24 hours. And we're not going to have 24 hours before he finds this place.
I know it.
So either we go to him or he comes to us. Now, once we got the kid, I thought, all right, I know what I got to do. I'll saddle up, ride in, and take down that bastard. But for the first time, I got scared. Listen, I'm no stranger to nearly dying, but that's the first time. Well, it wasn't my life that flashed before my eyes.
What was it?
It's a future I'm about to go throw away when I ride in there and I try to kill him myself.
You ever ask yourself if it's worth saddling up for every battle you can find? You ever... And she's going to look at Six, who's talking to Romeo, and go, you ever think maybe choosing a different path?
But then who's gonna stop men like him? If I'm not strong enough, who's not? That kid said, why can't you have both? Damn kids. I'm afraid. I am.
I know, Mr. Deepwater. If I may.
Yeah.
You have been a pain in my ass since the day we met.
That's the best thing you ever said to me.
If you die tomorrow, you're going to be mourned by people who are good and honorable and special. You're not dead yet, though. As shitty as you look, you have tonight, and you have a future that you know you're not going to see. Don't waste it.
Don't you got more traps to put up and shit?
Yes, sir, I do. Evening. And
Get
she'll get up and she'll swipe the flask out of his hand and walk off. She'll tip it back, but I think she's a lot more stealthy walking off, as she doesn't cut eyes at Six again, because Clay Deepwater's right. If she doesn't kill Sneedbar Clay, who's gonna do it?
Delilah, what have you gotten up to before bed?
I think that she has, after setting up the hut, after going through just any sort of comforts, I think that she's a creature of comfort. She wants others to feel it. She's set up any of her accoutrement to just kind of make it cozy. Because even when she did go out into the wilderness with it back in the day, she always liked to have just something. And
Glamping.
yeah, I mean, the tiny hut in and of itself, you can decorate as it goes, but well, it is what it is. She keeps it minimal, tasteful. But I think that she's just kind of doing little bits and stuff like that. And I think that she goes about doing her evening prayers maybe not as long as she has, and has kind of drifted from that into just thinking. Like you can see that it goes from her reverence to thinking, and she's just kind of maybe fidgeting with some of her things, but not paying attention to it. Because she's again, she's trying to think they were hired for a job to do, and she has let feelings get in the way in a couple of different levels right now.
Six is gonna approach unless there's something else. I don't
No,
wanna
she's
interrupt.
probably sitting there like playing with like a ribbon or something, just chilling.
This is probably obviously post the conversation that Six had, possibly towards the end of the conversation between Afyra and Clay. So Romeo is solidly sort of curled up on the ground, almost like a cat, in that big jacket that Clay never got back, with the hat sort of over her head.
That may have been even like part of a time of like her rolling something soft and kind of like gently, like trying not to wake the baby, like put a little something soft underneath there as well, like a little comfort thing. And I think that she's been sitting there between looking at that, watching Romeo sleep, just keeping eyes where others are and getting lost in her thoughts.
Hey, is he taken?
Feel free to keep me company.
Thought you
Need
were-
any wounds tended, or anything like that?
Oh,
I think I got a little
I'm
bit
perfectly
left in
fine.
the tank.
No, I'm good. I saw you were thinking. Everything all right?
I do that from time to time. And you can see that from there, her eyes drift down to Romeo, and then back to Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to think on what to do, but
She said.
like I told her,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not going to try and fit a puzzle piece in a place that it doesn't fit. I'm not going to tell her that we're going to go and bring her back. I'm not going to tell her that we're going to be roaming the wilds as a 5-team adventuring party. I'm not going to do any of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask her what she wants. And it seems like right now what she wants is sleep. So,
Yeah.
that'll be for tomorrow.
She had said to me, seeing that and she gestures at herself with the eyes and everything too. She said she could take it away, and that he taught them how to. And that I think they store it. Her and others like her. To remove that corruption.
Now that's interesting. That was not what I thought.
What were you thinking?
Well, I thought that. He takes out his arm cannon.
Well,
Puts it back.
that's what I believe she thinks she is.
Yeah.
And
That much is clear.
I don't have an answer now. And I'm not gonna tell her no. And I'm not gonna tell her yes. I'm not gonna. It's not my place. I'm no one's mother. But I've seen more than a few folks in a pickle before. And this girl's in a pickle unlike anything I've seen before. And
Yeah.
we never said when
Hmm.
we'd bring her back.
That is true. That is very true.
I'm
I don't
sorry
remember
I don't
signing the
have
contract either.
Oh, yeah. Sorry I don't have all the details. I'm still working on that, you know?
Listen, I wanted to talk to you about that. It's I know you might
Mhm.
not have meant it in this way, but obviously I kind of noticed that I was the only one that you did a fuck you butt to. So,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been
listen.
holding on to that one for a little bit. I've been holding on to it. It's been kind of sitting there festering a bit, kind of like something in the back of the room that kind of starts to smell. And I felt better once it was gone. I hope everybody else felt better with theirs. But
Yeah, well,
I know you probably didn't. But
and that's not your fault. I just let me get through this.
okay. She crosses her
There
long
is
legs and sits where with her arms crossed, listening.
there's a lot of things that you learn when you're this close on the brink of death. This close to losing your livelihood. And you learn a hell of a lot more when that's on the daily. I don't want to get into it. But what I do want to say is that I held that over you too long. It was something that was festering in the corner that smelled like shit. And I knew that. And I weaponized it, and I shouldn't have. I lost friends because of it. And I think I wouldn't have been in the situation that I was if I hadn't done that. So, I'm sorry for what I said before and keeping it over you. You have every right to be angry at me, and I know you never had any ill intentions towards me, nor possibly not researching enough. I don't know. That's still we could talk about that later. But
Let that
what I'm
depth
trying to
dog
say,
lie, please.
what I'm trying to say
Mm.
is that I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. And she reaches out and for Six's hand.
Don't put it out.
Even if you'd pissed me off 10 times as much, which was always in the realm of possibility, you know we would have taken care of you if
He'll
you had just reached out.
rescind his hand.
She tries to hold on to it.
He'll keep it there if there's a even a little bit of a resistant.
Mhm.
He tries to like
Mm-mm.
he tries to kind of like
My
cloister
turn now.
inside of himself almost and defend himself.
My
But
turn now, sir. You are a part of this team. Always have been. even if maybe details, maybe sometimes things needed to be a little more flexible, I would have never wished for you to get that low. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and you are far from that. I know trust is not exactly the strongest word amongst us, but it's still there. It's still in our vocabulary. And I may not have been able to do much, and I wouldn't have forced nothing. You know that, but I just don't like seeing anyone hurt. I don't like seeing anyone hurting. I don't like seeing it when she's thinking about him and she wants him to hurt, but even the thought of that hurts her too. I don't like looking at him and seeing him trying to climb for something and not getting it, but also wanting other things and not telling anyone either. The secrets that we're holding between us, we don't have to let all of them out, but we gotta let some folks in on some of the big ones. And I'm not saying you have to trust me with all your secrets and everything, but you know that if there's ever, from here on out, since we're all forgiven and everything here now, I don't want to ever. And she kind of has this motherly kind of mocking, like gesturing at it. Don't you ever let me find out that your jar is empty again. Ever. I won't let that happen.
I appreciate it. I feel like for what I did, I didn't deserve friends like you. So, when Afyra left, I went to Dark.
And we'll just follow you there next time and get you right on out. Lasso, staff, whatever we got.
Why are you so good?
Because I've seen enough bad in my lifetime that someone's got to do it.
Afyra. It's about this
Yes.
time, as it's starting to get very late, as Six and Delilah are having a conversation by the fire and doing your laps. You can see that and still see Clay tidying his weapons. You hear a voice creep into the back of your mind. Because sending is an evocation spell, not a divination one. It's been 48 hours. I would like a status update on my parcel. You can respond to this message.
DM, can I please look around me and see if there is a reaction from anyone else? My passive insight is pretty good.
There is
Can
not.
Okay. Unfortunately. I didn't want to take her to Sixes because that would put people in danger. And this person knows where Sneed Barclay is.
Do you respond?
I do.
What do you say?
How many words do I have in sending?
You have 25 words.
Okay. I say, God, Afyra, why? I say, got it. Cartels after it. Price just went up, bitch.
You hear back almost immediately. Where are you?
Where is he?
Give it back. Answers require a price. You want yours, I want her.
Make him burn another spell slot just to be a dick.
Let's go, let's go. And then we'll rush them.
I'm going to roll myself a wisdom saving throw to see if she would give in to this.
He's probably gonna go to sleep anyways, but it's just so petty.
above table, just so you're aware, he can cast sending as much as he wants. Fuck you.
Fuck that.
That ruins the joke.
That guy.
Yes, and Whitney. Yes, and
Never.
Okay. I look at Six, knowing that he's not hearing this.
And he's sort of in the middle of a conversation with Delilah as well.
Some of my favorite people in the world. And then I look at Clay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it worse. Clay is putting down his weapons, fixing up his hair, shirt that has a bullet hole in it, and is walking over to go talk to Delilah.
Okay. If I do this,
Delilah tucks a teddy bear that she magically had
into Romeo's arms, and then we all cuddle.
We cuddle? Can we cuddle now?
Six just sits right next to Romeo and starts.
I hate you guys. I hate you guys.
Make sure she knows that she's loved.
Always calm.
little tucking in of the blanket, like the
Always bright.
I think Afyra is quiet for a very long time. I've already rolled the save.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at her friends.
How long?
I think it's like it feels long, but it's really like 30 seconds. Like it
Okay.
feels like a long time, but she's just taking a breath and letting it settle. And then she looks at Romeo, who she has on purpose had no fucking contact with, that she's initiated. Because she's not good for kids. She's not gentle. She is mean and she is off-putting and dangerous. And so she looks at Romeo, who is tucked in with a teddy bear on the ground. And she responds, "I'll bring her to you alone."
You hear back just one word. Where?
DM,
Mm-hmm.
my favorite terrain is the mines.
Yes.
I want to send him the coordinates of the collapsed cavern.
Where you guys came from?
Yes. I got a nat 20 on my wisdom save.
Let's go.
Okay. After you send the coordinates, you just get back. I'll see you at dawn. Or an hour after, if you need rest.
I don't respond back, but I
Mhm.
lean back against the hut and I just put my hat down.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do before bed?
Well, you know what? Daniel, go first. This will be like my last little thing before I.
Okay, real quick question. Can we try to fix my arm? If not, it's cool if we don't have time to do that, to attempt a roll for that tonight.
Yeah, you can attempt to roll for it tonight.
And can I give him the help action by helping
Yeah.
him? Like we're working as a team to try to fix
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. Give me...
Do I see you having any pining eyes towards Delilah?
Oh, yeah. That's all. He's just like,
All right, so then,
like he was walking over, saw you two talking, and then was like, oh, pulled out a pocket knife and was like pretending to fiddle with his arm. And just, man, dang it. He's just fucking shit. You know?
it was great talking to you, Delilah. I gotta go help him fix this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Glad that we got
I
to
see
speak.
y'all in the morning.
I'll get up, walk over. Need some help?
Yeah, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, here, let me have it.
Yeah, I can't, you know. Last night, don't know what's about to happen tomorrow, so might as well make sure I have a functioning arm.
Yeah. And let's get this taken care of, and I'll pat over one of the holes. I know that mending has like a minute casting, but for flavor, I'd like to just do it.
Yeah.
Pat onto it and then mend it. You see how as the seams just kind of magically come back together.
I roll down the sleeve. Bonus action. Pull up my mantis blade style scimitar. Oh, that's so much better. That is much obliged.
Well, did good.
Why does everyone keep saying that? Shut up. All right.
All right, we can go back to it.
Hey. And I hold out my hand.
Which hand?
My middle one. Metal on metal.
I was hoping so.
They say,
I'll put a hand in.
I appreciate everything you do. And you should tell her how you feel too. As he scampers off.
Yeah, fuck you two.
And we will stay with Clay for what I am assuming is an approach to Delilah.
Yes, and we'll walk up and say, he'll pop it. It's kind of weird because he kind of pops. He can't really see inside of the dome, so his head kind of pops through. Hey, oh shit, she's sleeping.
Oh, hey,
My bad.
hey, I'm sorry. I'm just getting ready.
So no, I didn't know the kid was sleeping. So
Oh, yeah,
oh, hold on one second. 6, come watch the kid. Come watch the kid. No one's in there. So watch the kid.
Got it.
You good?
And he
Okay.
takes your hand. Moves out.
She
Now, would you like to accompany me to watch some stars?
Sure, I'd like that very much. She looks up, seeing the stars there, and follows him anyway.
And we'll walk over and just kind of sit down by seeing the shimmer of the lake in the night, and just go. Listen, I owe you an apology.
We're almost dying, or
Well, I mean, I guess that's another thing to
Okay.
add on to the list. But I'm sorry for not seeing you after all this time.
you can see she's a little taken, like surprised that that's the one, but you can also see that it lands pretty hard with her too. Like, just there's a little flutter of her ears with it, and just it was very hard going from seeing everyone all the time, going out living life out in the world, to being in a beautiful little box. But and she slips her hand into his. It's worth the wait.
And you didn't deserve that. And I everything with the visions and the
Oh yeah.
dreams and they were very intricate. And I just wanted to say, Delilah, I love you something fierce. I do. All right, the way the sun chases the moon, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have kept you waiting. I was hiding. It always felt like I had to make a choice between what I thought I wanted and what I really wanted.
She waits a moment and then would grab him by the collar of his shirt and pull him in for a deep kiss.
The smooch is reciprocated.
Smooching. And then, after parting from the smooch, looks at him in his eyes. Just, there's no reason we can't have both, right?
I mean, who knows what the future holds? So, the night is young.
Well, she looks up and it's pretty late.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah. Well. So are you staying? In town, I mean?
Well, I didn't know if you needed maybe like some security over at the jewelry box. You know, just someone to make sure those Johns don't get out of hand.
I'm sure I can arrange something. And,
Step in from downtown.
Who knows if whatever's gonna come along as far as ownership and proprietorship of it goes. You know,
Of
I owe
course,
a
yeah.
lot of money. And
Yeah, and
if for some reason doesn't work out, you know, I wouldn't have that payment and might have to go to someone else. I'd have to figure out what to do, where to go.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm willing to take this act on the road. I mean,
I do miss it. Getting out here and seeing the stars. Again, it's enlightening. Yeah, I don't know. These sound like problems for the morning.
yeah.
But for tonight, and she would lean over and place her head against his, looking out over the river or the lake. This is nice.
Yes, it is.
And I love you something fierce too. And I know I'm not supposed to, but that doesn't stop a horse from running. Doesn't stop the wind from blowing. It's gonna happen anyway. So I might as well do something about that.
Might as well.
Anybody else have unfinished business before bed?
Oh yeah.
That boy said, "Oh yeah."
Keep in mind, Afyra put down her hat and pulled out these 2 stolen guns from a dead woman, and it's like, I gotta fucking attune to these motherfuckers right now.
Yep.
She's like cleaning them. She's getting intimately acquainted with like all the little parts in there, making sure it's pristine, making sure it feels right in her hands. She's doing like some gunslinger tricks, like just some flair as you come over.
I think that as you like get it pointed over, I just put up my hands. Hey,
I
How's this treating
have
you?
no use to shoot you today, at least. You do anything bad lately?
Well, no,
Six,
nothing I
that's a
can think
joke.
of.
You have never done anything wrong in your entire life.
That's not exactly true. I think we
Alright.
both know that.
Yeah, well, you ain't never done nothing I can't forgive you for, so.
I'm gonna take a seat next to you. We're gonna find him. Okay. I know that, and he looks over to Romeo. I know that this complicates things quite a bit. I know that he promised a location. We're gonna find it.
I think she pauses in the twirling of this gun, and it just kind of like hangs and swings off of her finger. And she looks just straight ahead instead of at you and goes, "The woman with these guns. I wasn't looking for her at all. She strolled right in to them cursed fucking mines, and I ripped her fucking throat out, Six. There's nothing that some mad scientist on a power trip can do to keep me from Sneed Barclay. And if a kid
I know it.
gets to live her life in the meantime, well, that's just a bonus now, ain't it?"
You are like a tornado that can't be caged. It is going to hit. And when it does, I'd be sorry to be the person that you hit. That's for sure. I mean, shit. Saw you literally rip that fucking person's throat out. That was...
I am
then-
sorry about that.
No. I was gonna say that was fucking awesome.
You're kind of sick and
There's-
twisted, you know that, Six?
We all are at a certain level. Come on. Look at you. You know that you're the same way.
Yeah, but kind of figured I'd be the only one. If anybody'd be normal, keeping me on a straight and narrow, it'd be you.
Man, you know that lack follows lack. All of us have that. At least a little bit. Even Delilah. I mean, shit, we don't know what she does behind closed doors.
Even Delilah, I'd wager Delilah's the worst of us.
Well, I don't know, because I know who you are.
I think she catches the sound of her own laugh, and then she realizes what she just decided when she talked to Clay. And she'll kind of like quiet herself and lower her voice and lean into you, Six, and go, "That fucker's in my brain. The man who hired us. That sore ass," or whatever his name is. It's always me. Everybody else seems to get a flash of a vision or a blink of something terrible, and I'm sucked into a vortex of shit. And some man who's experimenting on innocence is
Children. That.
whispering sweet nothings in my ear about when he wants to rendezvous.
Wait, what?
Right. Okay. I skipped a important part. I was trying to wait until maybe after Clay and Delilah had had a moment. I kind of lied to him. Six. I kind of blew it.
How so?
I could have had Sneed just now. He may have
Just
given
let
him to me
have
on a
to tell
silver
you.
fucking platter, and I knew if I gave him that girl, that you'd never look at me the same way again. So maybe I just got us all killed. 6. But he's going to that mine at dawn, which probably means an hour or two before dawn. So we're not going to have as much of a rest here as we need, because we need to keep going. If we stop and they get her, then I just lost out on very important information for nothing.
Or we go right back in there and beat the living hell out of him until he gives us every piece of information we want.
She looks at you and goes, "It would do that for me."
Afyra, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
I think she lets that set in. And she'll even give like a half-hearted like twirl of the gun, as if like trying to kickstart her brain back into working. And when she can't get it to do anything, she goes, "I never ask you about what you are, because I know what you are. But that also means I never ask you about how you feel." 6. How you feel.
Lucky.
I'll fucking say. Should have been corrupted out of your fucking tin gourd right now.
I don't know how I didn't make it out corrupted. That was... I was standing right in the middle of it.
Yeah, you were.
Oof. It'd take a little bit just to try to save you. I don't know if you caught that before you went out.
Yeah, your legendary flashes of genius you keep talking about. You know you sound like a madman, right?
What?
You
I
know
mean-
people don't have flashes of genius. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, you humans always talk about how you have flashes before your eyes when you get to the end of death. I just have flashes of genius, up in the noggin. Well,
Before
really,
everybody
in the
else has
stomach.
died.
Well, yeah. I'm just quick
And lucky.
and lucky.
Well, if you're too lucky to die, and I'm too damn stubborn, maybe we can save this kid.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about. I don't know if she wants to be saved. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to bring her back there. But yeah. We'll have to see in the morning. But for now, I'll just enjoy some long overdue company. It is very good to see you. I missed you.
Afyra pulls out a cigar, and she kind of leans over. He always has some part or gadget to light it, so she just kind of leans over. Thank you, sir. Now, I can't figure out what the fuck is going on with these motherfucking things. And she looks like confused down at these guns and is gonna ask him to help.
Give me that.
I think it's fire. I think this one says hell. Will this send you to hell? Like she's trying.
That'd be some powerful magic. I don't know if it's. Let me see them.
Attuning is a process.
So, Delilah, the first vision I had was a bit-
Right. Well, so
I won't get into too much. I mean, unless you want me to get into detail. It was,
like
I mean, it was.
getting the nitty gritty on that. It's like, well, dang, all I saw
Listen,
was a
they-
wedding dress.
Sound doesn't escape
Well,
private
you were in a-
sanctum is all I'm saying.
Well, you were in a wedding dress in mine too.
At the same time? Or?
No, that was the second vision. I had a first vision, and then we were,
Oh, that's basic stuff.
yeah, we were smacking bellies. Second one was you were in a gown, and we was, yeah. It's like
The whole thing.
the whole thing. Why is that one harder for us to say than the first one?
I don't know, because the other one's part of my day to day.
Yeah, well,
Or
yeah,
night to night,
so,
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the real thing's gonna be better than a vision.
So night comes to you all.
One
I would
thing
like
before we go.
I would like,
Go ahead.
I would like to cast Greater Restoration on myself before I go to sleep.
Yeah, that will clear your level of corruption.
Let's go.
Yeah, that'll clear it. So you will have, how many corruption points in total did you have?
One
See,
level of corruption and then
Plus
3 points on
3.
top of that.
Yeah, so
Cool. So
I'm
you'll
one
be
ding away. Yeah.
you'll be down to 2. So it'll clear the level, and then sleeping will clear another one. So you'll be down to 2
Oh, right,
corruption
yeah,
points.
So I'll have 2 corruption
Yeah.
on board. Okay,
So
great.
everyone who has one, if you get a long rest, you can clear 1 corruption point. You get to just sleep off your
Last-
hangover.
Yeah.
Last thing, really quick. When Afyra and Six finally go to sleep, because they're going to be next to each other, Six is going to just reach out for Afyra's hand and just hold on to it.
In her sleep or as she's awake still?
I think when things start to calm down, you put the guns away. We finished talking about it, and we're starting to lay down. He's sitting up as he usually does because of his century's rest. But he'll just look down and then grab your hand and hold on to it.
I think she pretends that she is asleep. So she doesn't have to admit to knowing this is happening. But you do feel her hand like close around yours.
Why are you rolling?
Don't worry about it.
Where is she?
Ooh, just
May I be so bold as to ask, why are you rolling?
What did you just roll?
There's no need to roll. We're at the end of the last
sleeping.
thing. We did everything right.
like,
We
all I hope
win.
was-
We beat
Oh, I hope
D&D.
We won.
We won D&D.
No, nothing
Our
bad
friendship-
happens. 2 people did what they did, and the other people are holding hands. It's a good time was had by all. As you guys go to rest, does anyone take watch?
Yeah, I do, because a century's rest.
Oh,
I
so
can
you
just
don't
keep
have
a
to. You can
swivel.
just. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm still perceptive of everything going on. It's just,
Val will
Yeah.
help as well. Keep
Fantastic.
watches with people's rotations.
So
So everyone has a little buddy.
In the early morning hours, give me a perception check with advantage because of Val.
He just starts
that
tipping
was
his
a
hat.
natural 1, but an 18. So that is going to be a 23.
Just on the outside of that cube that was established, because you've got Warforged eyes, you can see for a good distance. You see a very familiar looking child in a gray cloak.
I'm gonna get up as to not stir anybody.
Good luck with that. I'm holding my hand.
You're holding your hand, yeah.
You're holding her hand, and her passive
I'll try.
perception is stupid. So give me
Try.
sleight of hand, or stealth. Sorry, stealth. Yeah, give me stealth.
Ooh. Yeah, 19. Not very good.
What's that passive perception?
21.
Does that count when you
Flash of genius! Flash of genius! I can do it because we long rested. I'm gonna boost that. I'm
That
gonna boost
doesn't
it.
even exist. What is that?
You're just
So-
making that up.
Sweet artificer thing. So I'm gonna detach my arm in a flash of genius.
I love that so much. I love that so much. This is
I'm
gonna
just gonna-
freak Afyra out so
I need
bad. when
just
she
just
wakes
just
up.
I'm gonna break the fourth wall and talk to chat for a second. Hey chat. I need art of this immediately. For the love of God, thank
That would
you.
be so great. That would
I
be
just,
so
I just
good.
need, I just need sleeping Afyra holding the hand of detached robot arm with like crouched down little robot man behind her walking away.
Eventually, I'll need the art of the moment when that happens with just a tiny Clay and Delilah popping their heads up.
Yeah.
Hashtag smacking belly.
Bonus points if
Straight
Afyra's
bellies.
hat is like this.
That's even better. You don't have to draw a face, chat. No face drawing.
Let's get that merch going.
Easy.
Woo.
To be
Yeah, you're able to detach your arm, and stealthily get away without Afyra noticing, which is a feat in itself.
And I catch you, Ricky.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. When I get out, I'm
They're on
going
the
to-
edge of that like magical sphere that's been cast effectively.
I'm just gonna try and quietly whistle as almost like a bird, just to try and catch her attention.
Oh,
Sound
you
can't
don't
pass
have to
through the
catch. One, sound can't pass through the barrier, and two,
Oh, she's on the outside of the barrier.
she's on the outside of the barrier, looking directly at you.
And this is the kid that delivered our letters?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, misunderstood completely. I
Mhm.
thought that this was Romeo on the
Nah.
outside of this.
Nah.
This is, got it.
This is the
Understood,
kid.
Understood.
This is the kid that delivered your
Okay.
letters, just on the outside
Great,
of the
great,
magical
great,
barrier.
Great. Yeah. No, she definitely knows that we're there. She could probably just. All right, cool. Do I feel a psychic connection then?
To this kid, no.
Okay. I'll approach.
Do you exit the barrier?
I can come in and out, right? I think that was said that I can come in and out, right?
Yes.
No, I
yeah.
just want
Yeah,
to.
no,
okay,
no, no,
okay, okay.
tiny hut is the
You
tiny
can.
hut is obscured. You
Right.
can go in and out. It can't come in.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the private sanctum that
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
No, nope.
right?
You can.
Okay.
You can. Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
But why
I think
would
she can. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't.
No, no,
I don't
do
think I
you.
would. I think I would put my hand out.
She doesn't move. She just stares at you.
Do I see her holding anything?
No.
I'll stick my head out.
Clay, I have an important question.
Yeah.
If your private sanctum is dispelled, do you know? Are you like alerted?
Let me see here. Choosing any of the properties. Sensors created by divination spells can impair and set to protect them pass of the barrier. Casting the spell on the same spell. It does not say
so that
whether or
means
not
yes.
I'm alerted.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's like, is there a visible component to the private sanctum? Or did you just like let them know that like this is roughly the barrier we're
It's like, it's a,
Fog,
it's
yeah.
a, it's a, yeah. It looks foggy, like a morning.
Okay.
mist, like a
as
mirage.
you're staring at this kid, you watch as that fog dissipates. What do you do, 6?
Does she look menacing? Like, is she trying to do something to attack? And then
Her-
second follow-up question,
Sure.
do I see anybody else?
Give me another perception check.
Third question: did we get a long rest?
You did get a long rest.
Okay, I need to.
Full
I just want to make
HP,
sure.
the whole deal.
21.
Do you do a swivel? Like, do you look away from this kid to look around, or are you still looking in her direction?
No, I think I'm looking in the direction of this individual.
You don't see another kid in this area that you're looking at if you're looking towards her.
I'm just saying. Why are you here?
In your head, you hear a familiar voice. That one doesn't speak, but I do. And I can call a bluff when I hear one. Good morning.
I will whistle for the rest of the party to hear now.
I'm up so fast.
Mage armor. As soon as it's mage armor, revolver. Afyra.
I will just. Oh, go ahead.
I have Six's arm behind me, as if I got to put him behind me, and it's just an arm. And then I see him ahead of me, and I look back at my own hand, and then
I think it squishes. It squeezes a little bit.
and I put up my mask so people don't see him freaking out. But I do, as soon as I'm up, I'm looking to Clay, because Six is already ahead of me.
Yeah, Six is already
Val,
outside of the
was
bubble.
Romeo still there?
Was Romeo still in the
Romeo
bubble?
was still in the bubble, right?
Romeo was still in the bubble.
Bonus
Just wanted to
action,
double check.
I will warg into Val and just get a quick. And like Val
Give-
is sitting right next to you and just goes,
Give me a perception check.
It's like
Using Val's stats.
uh,
Unless it's like you get to use your own stats, because I can never remember which way it is.
no, I'm not a druid. It's gonna be
I think
a 15.
you do use yours though when you're warging through.
Really?
Pretty sure.
So 15.
Okay. Having Val do a quick sweep around, you see at least 3 identical versions of that little child who gave you each your letter. And nobody else.
I unwarg out. All right, he's here. I mean, he's not here physically, but he's here. And he's here for the girl. And I pull out the revolver, and I got the hunting rifle and cock it back.
How is Romeo responding to this now that we're kind of saying these things out loud and she can
Romeo is
see
still
this?
asleep. She is still
Oh.
curled up in a little like fetal-like position. The teddy bear sort of clutched to her chest. And then she sort of shifted and has almost crushed the hat, using it as a pillow.
Leaving all that there, I look and say, all right, as long as he stays up, we probably got about another hour. They can't get to her unless they dispel it. That gives us a little bit of time. We only got one option. Because we're not giving her back. Clay wraps his rifle around. Show him what you're made of, Deepwater. And he steps out.
Out of the bubble?
Yeah, he steps out of the bubble.
Meanwhile,
Yeah. You go, Six.
what is happening? So we heard I know a bluff when I hear one, and this was from
You heard it in your head.
Sorass.
Right.
It was
right. And
Soren's
did I hear
voice
it
in
from-
your head. But you did not hear it from the girl in front of you. You heard Soren's voice in your head.
Okay.
And there are roughly almost surrounding you guys at the distance of that that the fog was. There's 4 identical versions of this girl who delivered your letters.
I take a knee next to the kid, the good one.
Romeo?
Well, yes, but she doesn't like to be called that. She tried to kill me last time. I take a knee and I'm trying to like figure out how to how do you fucking wake up a kid? Like like I think I go,
Okay.
hey, sweetie, hey, and she'll like take 6 hand and like
she pops up and very quickly like sort of shifts herself to the back of the dome and then looks at you like,
good morning. Hi, I think maybe some people you know are here. Do you know this person? And I'm just gonna kind of point in the general direction that 6 is looking.
They can't see us while we're in here, just so you know.
You're safe. I didn't mean to startle you.
She turns and looks over and takes a deep breath. And then she goes, that's the quad. He calls them, what does he call them? And she touches her hands to the side of her head and looks lost in thought for a second. What does he call them? What does he call them? What does he call them? They were after me. Sierra Tango Uniform Victor. The quad. Sierra Tango Uniform Victor.
Stew. And that must be that Elvish.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't like them and you don't want to go with them, is that right?
I don't know.
Okay. That's okay. You don't have to know. I'm gonna know for you. And I take out my guns and I just like No, I just have them pointing. I'm just taking a defensive stance in front of her. So until she makes a decision or until they make a move, like no one's coming to mess with her.
Okay.
I think as it's happening, Clay is rolling up a piece of tobacco because he doesn't smoke Roserite. All right. He smokes the cheap stuff.
The worst kind
good
of
good old fashioned non-magical cowboy killers. As he goes in and has a little firebolt to light the tip of it. All right, boy, come on out.
Yeah, I heard Soren in my head saying that he can tell when he hears a bluff.
Yeah, that's why I told him, come on out. I don't know what he's hiding for.
Where you at?
Clay.
Kind of take a step back.
Yeah.
Keep my eyes on walking back.
Clay, you're outside of the bubble, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Give me an Arcana check if you could.
Oh boy. That is a 21.
It's looking through Val's eyes, you saw the 4 kids. But you're familiar with magic. You know magic very good, or very well. And you see a slight shimmer in the distance between 2 of them. And then as quick as you see it, it's gone again. And then in the back of your head, you hear, if an example needs to be made, I'll make it. Return what is mine.
what here too?
Just Clay.
Ooh, I would have had some words.
And you are familiar enough with magic to know that you could respond to this should
Yeah.
you want to.
Yeah. I think he replies back in his mind. I'm gonna make you eat your fucking teeth, boy.
Yeah.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh yeah. You know me, tempting fate.
The DC is 24.
Oh well, that's not possible. I got a 16.
All things are possible when you have flash of genius, but I can't do that one.
Can I? Would you allow me to stick a hand out and slap him on the butt with an enhance ability?
I'll allow an enhanceability.
Okay.
Okay, fresh. Not
yeah,
the
so
time.
that was a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
So doing that, spell slot there. Cat's Grace. Target has advantage on dexterity checks. It doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet. Oh, no, wait. Is that even going to help?
Also, I would have a fucking turret out. I would absolutely fucking have a turret out.
No, I
Just
figured.
keep forgetting that I have that fucking thing.
On dexterity checks. Are you even able to make a dex save that big? I don't know. I'm reading, and it's bad. I don't know if that would actually work. Maybe it's just a pat on the butt cheek for good luck.
That's fine. Clay.
I thought it was on saves.
Yeah.
Couple of things.
Couple
Because
of
clearly we're having an episode 4. Sorry, y'all. You got to sit in for one more.
What can I say?
Clay, you're familiar enough with magic to the second the spell is cast, you watch as the invisibility drops, and standing above you on a rock, you see what appears to be Soren Veilheart. As a sickening thin green ray starts to spring from his finger, headed directly at you.
Mhm.
Is there anything you would like to do?
So, but I already made a dex save.
You made a dex save because he is sending a disintegrate your way.
Can I try to counterspell it?
You can try to counterspell it.
Yeah, sure. I'll
What
roll this
level are you countering at?
Disintegrate's way higher than anything I got, so I'm just gonna spend it at 3rd level.
Cool. He's
Don't
gonna
miss the roll.
he's going to 4th level counter your counterspell.
Okay.
Well,
what is your total? What is your total hit points?
Can I cast
So-
a thing?
I also have something.
Can I cast?
Okay.
If we're ready to.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. What are your total hit points,
70.
Clay? Okay.
So,
What you got, the two of you?
Delilah, go.
Delilah, what you got?
Sanctuary.
Okay, what does Sanctuary do?
Sanctuary. You ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets a warded creature must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. This spell does not protect the warded creature from area of effect such as an explosion of a fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack, casts the spell that affects the enemy or deals damage to another creature's spell ends.
What is the DC?
DC 17.
16 on the die, plus 8 for a 24.
I am going to take some roserite and amplify this vortex warp so that I can do it at a reaction speed.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm going to be sending. How far away is he?
How far away is Soren? From you, about 100 feet or so.
Okay, cool. I will, and then, yeah. No, I will send Clay right there then. Only 10 feet away.
You're gonna bring him closer?
Correct. Yep.
To Soren.
And I'm gonna run in there too.
If you can put me behind him by 5
Well,
feet,
he's sort of
that'd
like up on like a rocky outcropping above you guys, sort of looking down into where your campsite was.
Yeah, I will
Okay.
put him right up there then, and then I will. Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Okay. Couple of things happen simultaneously. Delilah sort of gives Clay this little butt tap. You attempt to counter it. He counters you back, and then 6 vortex warps you. The spell's already been cast, and nothing has stopped the spell from being cast. What you got?
I said silver bombs out
Silver
loud,
barbs.
Your Honor.
It's not an attack roll. It's a saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an attack roll. Disintegrate is a save.
Hi, Clay.
How many hit points did you have, Clay?
77.
I rolled 76 points of damage. You guys watch as Clay is shifted through this vortex warp and is effectively at Soren's feet. Direct contact as this green sickening blast that illuminates this cavern hits him and sends him reeling to the dirt. And then he turns and looks back at the 3 of you below and very loudly says, "We can have a conversation, or an example will be made.
Really
I
quick
want
question.
what's mine."
Real quick clarification.
Uh-huh.
So the vortex warp did prevent the damage.
Nope,
being
it
done.
can't.
Then I
Can't.
would not put right next to Soren if I saw
You want to
that
just leave him down there?
Yeah, so if I knew that I couldn't get there in time, I
Okay.
will put him inside of the bubble then.
Okay. Yeah. So it's almost as the beam hits him, your vortex warp pulls him into the bubble, into safety. And he sort of collapses into Delilah, who's right there behind him. And then still looks down at all of you. I want what's mine. He watches these 4 creatures, these 4 children, start to close in on the bubble. And that is where we will end our episode. We will see you guys for episode 4. I've got to send out a when to meet. Have a good night.